All right, all right. I think I should be live. Let me make sure. People, hope you're having a good evening, good afternoon. You know, I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about tonight because I want to do some breeding reports and stuff. Man, I did not know that we'd have some fresh drama. I actually haven't read this. I have it on the screen. Wait, let me not get ahead of myself. So, basically, I was going to stream and talk about, breeding reports as I do. Talk about. Oh wait, let me open the thing. Talk about stuff that happened at the local clubs, things like that. But who knew that the locals would talk about me first? And they put uh, the screenshot of my YouTube in their Facebook post. But I feel like I gotta give context. So basically, what happened was for the Potomac Valley Aquarius Society all day auction. It happened like a month and some change ago, right? And usually for these auctions, the checks take a few weeks. I think they told us it would take 10 to 14 days. Long story short, they're not here yet, right? Now, I hadn't messaged them or complained about it myself. Like, it was kind of on my list of things to do, but like, these things do happen and I wasn't really tripping about it. But our friend, and I say our friend loosely because they're not actually our friend, uh, John Doe, they've decided to take it upon themselves to post on the public Potomac Valley Aquarius Society Facebook page, um, which I'm gonna pull up the original post in a bit, because I feel like I should just start with basically the reason why I streamed at this time, because I was gonna stream later. So someone named Callie Parker, I don't know them, at least not by name. They made a post about me, and from what I read, it was something like I'm a terrible person that brings all this drama and stuff. And well, we're gonna get into it because I haven't read it yet. But I, you know, already with the start of this, so it says, "Let's cut to the chase. This hobby has its share of abrasive people, malcontents, and the chronically misguided. That's life." Now, I like to point out that you know Callie is making a post that is extremely long about me, so I feel like they fit in this description. this comes. This seems to be pretty abrasive. But it is what it is. We get along because we all got a shared interest in aquatics and a collective interest in seeing each other do well. We know that our hobby rests on the shoulders of the interested few. The people, man, is this like this sounds like it's like a war zone. What's going on here? We know the hobby rests on the shoulders of the interested few. The people willing to run clubs or educate others, provide assistance to people wanting to keep fish. That is true. Clubs do that. Uh, because when someone does it well, it keeps them in the hobby. And when fish stay in the hobby, those fish stay available for the trade for everyone. That's definitely very true. Like, especially with the killifish, there's some like location points and stuff that are really only still around because some club member or something is keeping them and teaching people how to keep them. And I've gotten lines of killifish that I've kept breeding from people like Chris Diaz and stuff. So that's definitely true. Can't disagree with that. All right. So when it's found that there are people actively and pointedly attempting to damage the oh my god, bro, what is going on? What club's reputation's been damaged? Okay, I'm not get ahead of myself, but man, this is dramatic. Okay. Right, there are people actively and pointedly attempting to damage the reputation of local clubs. All hobbyists should take note of this threat. So it's a them versus us thing now, bruh. I've always maintained that my club is one of many sister clubs on the. Okay, 1 second. Is this person on the PVAS board? Like, who is this? Potomac Valley Aquarius Society. Because, like, I don't understand where this is coming from. But let me just see. About. About officers and directors. No, I don't. All right. Well, I'm just uneducated. Here we go. I've always maintained that my club is one of many sister clubs in the area. That this was never just talk. There's always been an understanding that aquarium clubs help each other. We lift each other up. You'll find volunteers and members that visit many club events. Many clubs and events. Heck, people drive hours for a good speaker topic. We are not competing. Okay. And so when it is found that there are people actively and pointedly, okay, they repeated themselves. The same exact sentence as earlier. I take it extremely personally. These people are my colleagues. These people are my friends. I just want to say, if this somehow ends in saying that I'm trying to damage the reputation of local clubs, I mean, I feel like that's pretty ridiculous. But okay. There is no business, quote unquote, a nonprofit organization. Okay. So this is like the first there's no business in nonprofit organizations. Do people in aquarium clubs not realize that most nonprofits like pay people and have employees, and like people make lots of money working at nonprofits? What is nonprofit doesn't mean you don't bring in money and pay people money or generate revenue. Like what is this? There is no business thing. Like what is that supposed to mean? The speed and organization of things. Okay, is directly proportional to the manpower and dedication of the members. This is going to be even funnier when we read the post that this is all stemming from, because the situation had nothing to do with it being volunteers or manpower or anything like that. It was just communication. And I even said that I even said in the comment section that I wasn't mad. And I thanked the board, and I said that I enjoyed the meetings and thought the all-day auction was great. So how was I ruining the reputation? Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll go over that. Let me give them their fair reading of the whole thing. There's no business in nonprofit organizations. The speed and organization of things is directly proportional to the manpower and dedication of the members. There's something that does not exist in a club. There's almost always a positive option that can bring it into being. Okay, the check's being late. Okay, let me just finish it. But it is never free. Clubs are built on effort. If the effort already isn't there, you have to add your own to the pile. Okay, so now we've had a third repetition of this line saying, so when it is found that people who are actively and pointedly attempting to damage the reputation of local aquarium clubs cannot manage to put forth the effort to help their local clubs or fulfill promises, it becomes blatantly obvious this is simply an attack. When it happens at multiple clubs, it is very clear this is a pattern. Wow, okay. Nicholas Makel, in my tanks on YouTube. Is there a reason you and your friends would like to complain about how auctions are won while not lending a hand? Is there a reason you and your friends like to complain about the auction splits even when they're favorable to the seller? Well, first of all, where am I complaining about this? Like to ruin the club's reputation? Even when they're favorable to the seller and should benefit you? Enough that you have to be told to be quiet. I have to be told to be quiet down. What? Is she talking about my trial? Do you guys want to hear the audio of the fish trial, by the way? Because I did record it. Everyone consented to recording at the beginning. And let me tell you, bro, if I really cared about attacking people and ruining their reputation, I would have just dropped the audio immediately after. But I didn't, because I actually don't care to cause drama. I think ACM does a lot of good things, which I say repeatedly to all my friends. Like, for instance, since you mentioned other clubs, things I've said consistently about ACM. They have some of the best run auctions as far as timeliness, coming up with new ways to streamline things. Just an example. Is there a reason your friends like to accuse clubs of mismanaging funds or violating tax code? I've never done that. Not once. In fact, I was put to fish court on whether or not I did this, and I was acquitted. I was found not guilty. So not only do I know I haven't done it, but in the eyes of freshwater law, I'm actually innocent. All right. Also, I personally have offered to help with auctions and how they're run places, and people didn't like my ideas. I even wrote like a 3-page paper, and people didn't want to do it. It's fine. And even when I left the board of ACM, I put in there the things that I said I would do that I failed to live up to as far as fulfilling promises. So I'm always willing to take accountability. This whole post is generated from people not wanting to simply take accountability for pretty minor things. But anyways, yeah, so that's not true. I've never accused anyone of mismanaging funds or violating tax code. So if they have to hire, bro, if they have to hire lawyers, that's their own paranoia. They have not. I have no evidence of any club breaking a tax code. I've never alleged that publicly or privately. So that to hire lawyers out of pocket to make sure that allocations do not ruin the nonprofit. What in the world? That the board requires additional insurance to protect themselves for your accusations. Jeff Rowe, ACM is the Aquarium Club of Maryland, which is a previous club that put me on trial. Okay. That the board requires additional insurance to protect themselves for your accusations. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. Sorry, bro. I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to like. I'm sorry that people had that much anxiety over it. I think it's a pretty big overreaction. I'm just honestly processing that information. Okay. Also, Jeffro, hope you're having a good evening. Okay, okay. There's one more picture I gotta drag in. 1 second. It's a two-parter. I couldn't fit it in one screenshot when I was taking it, and I was in a rush. You know how things are, man. You're in a rush, trying to do screenshots. You're trying to move to the next computer. Okay, here we go. Is there a reason that you and your friends think it's acceptable to post complaints under dummy account? Also, if Callie, if you wanna hop on Discord or something, I'll be happy to talk to you about this now. I don't mind. I just figured I'd just read it. I mean, you posted without talking to me, so I figured I'd just go live and read it. Give my honest reaction. Okay. Is there a reason your friends think it's acceptable to post complaints under dummy accounts to club group pages, having your account and additional dummy accounts to show? Okay, first of all, I don't have any dummy accounts, and I know the John Doe account, like, when I was on Fish Trial, someone made a John Doe account, and they commented on the post that I made about the drama, like, supporting me. I just want to be clear. I do not know who John Doe is. I will be honest and say I have some guesses on who John Doe is, but I don't know who John Doe is, and I'm not coordinating with them. I will say that they did message me. This is what's so funny. So they say I want to cause trouble in public and all this, and we got to actually get to the PVAS post so people that haven't seen it can read it and see where this manifesto came from. But John Doe did message me like about the one. There was a $1.50 additional charge on a bunch of lots. I figured it was probably a glitch. John Doe messaged me about it, like all concerned, and I was like, oh, I'll just email the board or whatever. Yo, what's up, Big Steve? How's it going? Hey man, I wouldn't be too friendly with me. I'm a pariah to the fish club aquarium hobby community. I don't know what it's called. The freshwater club collective. Anyways, John Doe actually messaged me about some of the stuff they're complaining about, and you know what my response was? I emailed the board. Okay, I literally emailed the board. I'll pull it up on my screen now so you can see. Because they like said, oh, why don't you just ask nicely in public? I'm like, hey, personally, that is what I would do. And I did email them. Because I wasn't going to just cause a bunch of trouble over just asking about a charge that I figured was probably some sort of error, right? We're reasonable people. Let me pull up my my email just to illustrate the kind of troublemaker I am. And you see here, I actually submitted on their website. They have like a contact form. The the accusation, Jeff Rowe, is basically that like I'm walking around trying to ruin. Hey yo, yeah, guy. How did I get roped into this? I just want to know where my check was. Yeah, Aaron. Apparently, you're one of my crony friends or dummy accounts. Like, they don't believe the fact that people could spontaneously just agree that someone has the right to ask about when the check was coming. I just don't get it. It's the same thing with the ACM with these people. I will just say what I believe is a very reasonable question, comment, concern. Instead of addressing the concern, they do all this crazy shit that actually is, like, in my opinion, problematic and childish. But anyways, just to illustrate, John Doe did message me about you and Skeptical stirring things up. The only thing Skeptical stirring things up in is Chat GPT prompts. All right, so they responded to my contact April 12th. I just want to illustrate. I was asking about check stuff a month ago. It's March. It's May 13th. On April 12th, I was asking about these charges and stuff. Manuel, very nice. He responded. He explained it was some kind of my group's auction rule and whatever. Also, there was a bag of isopods that didn't have a sold amount, so I was missing some money from that I also emailed him about, that I didn't make a post about. See? Because I just emailed him. I'm just trying to illustrate. So wait, you're walking around and slandering what? Wait, Jeffro, we're gonna get to the post that this other post stems from, but I'm just, I just want to be thorough. So here he responds. I say, hey, thank you for the response. I said it looks like the cut percentage has been updated, so as I thought could be the case, that it was just still in progress. Because in my initial email, I said I think this is probably just a glitch. And I said the isopod's still missing a sale amount. All right. And you can see up here is my original question on April 9th. So he got back to me in 3 days. All right. And in my initial thing, I said, good afternoon. I'm reaching out to see if you noticed any percentage issues with the club cut and sellers reports from the all-day auction. Myself and a few sellers are seeing incorrect percentages as high as 50%, because on some stuff, if an extra 150 was added, in a small lot, then it could be a 50%, as well as what appears to be a cut that consists of 25% plus $1.50. On a personal note, a bag of aquatic isopods appears to be listed as having either not sold or sold for $0. Any clarities on these concerns, or notice that it's already something you identified? So I'm already just assuming Black Planet. So the real question is, have you gotten your check yet? I need to go check, but not that I'm aware of. Or notice that something you already identified or looking at would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for putting on a fun event. Sincerely, Nicholas. Putting my name on it, by the way, because I don't do anonymous comments. It's funny you would accuse me of making a dummy account when I'm like literally just on here talking about my life constantly. I still have no issue with putting my name on complaints, but I didn't think this was a big deal. I just emailed them. All right. Glad we all caught up on how I like to handle this specific situation. And let me just revisit before we go on to what this post came about from. Let's revisit part of the complaint lodged against me. They said this sentence 3 times in the post. 3 times. When it's found there are people actively and pointedly, like, I don't know what this, they're like obsessed with this pointedly word, attempting to damage the reputation of local clubs. All hobbyists should take note of this threat. So I just want to say, so far in my email, I was nice. I said, I think you're probably already working on this. Thanks for a great event. Let's see if I kept it consistent in this other post. Or did I slander them? All right. So here's the problem. Okay. So here's this John Doe account. Now, my relationship with this account is tricky because it was created to comment about a situation that I started with ACM. So this is someone that's perceived to be like on my team, and I totally understand why people think it's like a dummy account or a friend. Clearly, that yes, they did comment and support me in the past. I don't know who they are. They did not message me before they posted this. Okay. Um, but it's this anonymous account. Now, you're gonna see in these comments a lot of people they're just mad about the fact that the account is anonymous, which is like whatever. But you see that I commented with my name just supporting this anonymous account, and what did I get? I got an entire book. And you wonder why someone didn't want to put their name on it. Like, bro, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But this stuff stresses some people out. You're gonna see the comments that prompted this response, saying that I am trying to slander people, that another club had to hire a lawyer because of me. Like, the lawyer they hired must have been just running with the money, because, bro, I cannot believe that they actually thought they're threatened by me commenting something that I did not even accuse them of those things, and they were scared. It was crazy. All right. So here's the original post. So this John Doe character post tagging, and I think this is super extra, and I didn't even notice it when I first read the post, because honestly, like, a bunch of tags, just my eyes glaze over it. But they tagged like everyone on Facebook, which I do think that's pretty excessive. They tag everyone on Facebook, PVAS, everyone's personal accounts, and then they say, nobody seems to have heard anything in regards to when we can expect our checks for the all-day auction that occurred on the 6th of April. At this point, it's been 36 days with no word on when we're getting paid, why there's been a delay, or why Potomac Valley Aquarium Society was initially charging an additional auction fee of $1.50 per item to all sellers. Now, I actually messaged John Doe and told them, like, what I was told about the $1 thing, and that had been fixed. So I don't really know why this was put in there, personally, because you've already seen that I emailed about that, and they resolved my concern. So for me, you'll not see anything in my comments about this 150, because I don't care about that. But so far, it's a legitimate question. Okay, it's been a month. Where's my check for the sales? Let's see. On top of the lost revenue from the auction being rushed at the end of the event, nobody has been paid or updated on when to expect payment. As far as I know, this is true. I didn't get any update. Potomac Valley Aquarium Society, I and others are very disappointed. Please make a public statement explaining the above to all sellers so we can rectify this amicably. This is not the way to do business. Now, who here in the chat has ever worked customer service? Hope you good though, Brody, Alaire. I'm fine. I'm fine. Who's worked customer service? I don't know if anyone out there has. I've worked a few customer service related jobs. You get something like this, you simply just say, hey, sorry about the delay. XYZ checks are going out. That's it. There's nothing else there's nothing else required, really. Like, it's not even worth your time. To me, I would read this, I'd be like, that's kind of annoying. We were just about to send the checks tomorrow. Well, I'll just comment, hey, sorry about the delay. The checks are going out tomorrow. All right, let's see how people responded. Toonie Loon, you tell me what you think, okay? Because if you guys disagree with me, that's fine. That's totally fine. But I'm just giving what my perspective is, and you guys let me know. Let me fix the thing. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go by newest, and then I'm going to scroll down to the oldest so we can go in order. Okay. And you see, one of the first comments is this guy Brendan. I don't know who Brendan is. Okay. They really tried to play games. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on, man. Is making a fake account with a Simpsons meme as a profile picture and posting some passive-aggressive BS the way to do business. Grow up. Now, this guy commented this later. I commented first. I said, because I read this and I was just like, okay, I feel like you're dismissing the actual issue. Like, people have a right to be upset if they haven't been paid money they're owed. It doesn't matter if it's a nonprofit, it doesn't matter if it's a club, it doesn't matter if it's a kid with a lemonade stand. Okay, if you owe someone money and it's been longer than you said it was going to be, then I'm going to be understanding if someone comes to me and says, "Hey, where's my money that you owe me?" I'll be like, "Oh, my bad. Here's the money you owe me, or it's in the mail." That's how I would respond personally if I owed someone money and they were upset about it. Um, and again, look at what happened from these comments of me that you're about to see resulted in uh this entire book complaining about me. So it kind of proves the point of why this person used an anonymous profile. I don't agree. I would use my own profile, and I probably would not use the same language that they used. But I think the question was a legitimate one. All right. I said, feels like the aggressiveness was not very patented. Message aside, one could argue that not paying people for 36 days with no communication, and I said parentheses, I'm aware of, because maybe they did, and I missed it. So see, I'm trying to be fair even in this comment. Maybe they did and I missed it. Isn't a good way to do business either. I said, for some people, it could be a significant amount of money they were hoping to use by now. My seller's report says I'm owed $330. I'll survive, but yeah, I would have been able to do something useful with that. Why did I say the amount that I was owed? Well, one, I'm showing, hey, I'm not even that upset in this comment, but I'm like, hey, I actually have a stake in this. So, I'm not just some random person commenting. Like, I also, my check is missing. And I think it's a significant amount of money. But, and I think that asking about when the checks are being sent out is legitimate. Andre P said, no business is a blissfully ignorant statement. Yeah. One of my biggest issues with these comments is people like infantilizing the club like it's run by a bunch of like children who don't like, bro, the club has been established since 1960. Okay. I think they have something in place to run an all-day auction. Like, it's, and they have they have volunteers that volunteered on an all-day auction. I didn't hear anyone saying they didn't have enough volunteers. There was no call for volunteers. I heard, as far as I know, the board is staffed. Like, you're gonna see a lot of things that people are bringing up that just has nothing to do with why this situation exists. This is one of those could have been an email moments, like one email and the stream never happened. But whatever. All right. Ali said a lot of work went into the creation of this profile and post, but ironically, none of it went to accomplishing their goal. I mean, their goal was getting information about when the checks were coming. I guess that was kind of accomplished. All right, so Aaron, whoa, this guy deleted his comment? What the heck? Who the heck delete? Well, I got a screenshot of that comment, so hold up. Yo, Aaron, you made this guy delete the comment? Is that the one you smoked him on? Hold up, guys. Hold up. Yo, Aaron's smoking on your top 5, bro. And Aaron is not one of my goons, by the way. I am friendly with him, but it's not someone that just agrees with me all the time, from my perspective. So he had commented, I don't like the way folks are chastising someone for asking about something that's 24 business days old. Counted up the business days, bro. Anonymous or not, Simpsons pick or not, if people haven't gotten checks after this much time, something should be said. I haven't gotten mine either, parentheses. So see, another person saying, hey, I have a stake in this. This is my opinion. So you can have whatever opinion you want. You're a seller. You're a member of the club. What is wrong with saying this opinion about this person's post? Okay, Joshua L said, I don't think that's the issue at all. Is that what he's asking, but how he's asking it? A post saying, hey, I haven't received my payment and was wondering how that's coming along would have gone a lot further and better. First of all, no, it wouldn't. Like, the result is the same. Like, are you trying? It's actually worse what these people are trying to imply, that like, if being nice would have gotten this person paid faster, you owe them the money regardless. They don't actually have to be nice about it. You know what I mean? Like, you're saying to me that a club had to pay lawyers because of a Facebook comment I made, and now you're gonna say this club is just gonna intentionally not pay people because they're mad at them. Like, doesn't that seem kind of ridiculous? But this dude knew what he was being a jerk asking this way and went as far as to create a fake profile to do that. Again, I don't agree with anonymous profiles. That's not something that I do or respect. As far as if someone was saying something about me and they didn't put their face to it, I'd be like, bro, I don't even care. You didn't put your face to it. Now notice this guy's comment has nothing to do with Aaron commented. He's just saying it doesn't matter if the person was rude. The question is still legitimate. Aaron responds to this guy. He says, I'm not sure why you commented. It's such a... He said, I'm not sure why you commented. My point is how the complaint was made seems to matter more to people than the fact that payments were so late without any communication. That's exactly my point. I understand completely. All right, so this guy, like, his comment was so dumb he had to delete it. Crazy. But, you know, it is what it is. And I kind of had a feeling that, Josh deleted all his comments. What in the world? Okay, well, I do have screenshots of those, but honestly, they're boring. Okay. Let's get to my slander real quick. So, Callie, who I think is the president of PVAS. He said he deleted his comment because he was wrong. I don't know. He deleted all of his comments. And that's what I'm saying. Some people, like, it's really unpleasant sometimes. So, like, I get it. I definitely get it. Some people really just, it's not worth the time bickering on social media. So I actually respect that. If you know it's not worth your time, you delete your comment. Good for you. Okay, yeah. So this guy is apparently the president. I don't think I know him, like, by name. I'm really bad with names. I'm sure I've met him in passing. Okay. At the meetings this past weekend, as Jeff Rose said, my slander. I'm telling you, bro, just wait. I'm gonna start getting libelous in here. At the media, sorry. At the meeting this past weekend, it was mentioned that Manuel is finishing up sending all the checks out. All of us are available for question at any time. Okay, let's look at the edit history. Let me look at the original one. So the first thing he posted was, at the meeting this past weekend, it was mentioned that Manuel is finished up sending all the checks out. So the all-day auction is a big event. Many people come to it that don't go to regular meetings. So any information given in person at the meeting is pretty much useless to, like, a lot of people. All of us are available for question at any time, and the forum is a good place to go for things like this. Okay, you're available for question, so, like, why couldn't you just respond on the Facebook post? Like, go to the forum? I mean, you're here in this Facebook post, so it seems like this works too. I don't know. However, we are not a business. Okay, this is, like, the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Do people not understand, like, what nonprofits, like, nonprofits don't mean that, oh, we're volunteers, we have no responsibility to make sure that things function properly. Like, that's not what it means. You have tax compliances to meet, you have a bank account, you have resources, you have a structure, a president, bylaws. Like, this is just some random people getting together like a building. Like, you do have a responsibility. Some people even ran for their position. So even if you're a volunteer, maybe you ran for a position, maybe you was unopposed, but still, it's like, using the volunteer thing as an excuse, I do have empathy for it, and I do understand. In this situation, though, I don't really understand, because the checks were late due to a bunch of errors from what it seems like. And the lack of communication has, like, you have more than enough volunteers to send an email to people about when the checks are coming. And that would have just prevented this whole issue. They have more control on their forum, William Justice says. I mean, I guess that maybe so. Over the years, our group has grown, so the workload, and I would say the treasurer is the one whose burden had... Okay, this is the one... This was, like, the dumbest sentence that people said. Your expectations should reflect that reality. Bro. My expectations were not that high. You know what I mean? And again, I personally wasn't mad I didn't make this post, and I hadn't even emailed again about it. But, like, The expectation the checks would be here by now was set by the club. Multiple people were given a timeline of 10 to 14 days. So, like, this gaslighting, like, your expectation, bro, you set the expectations. You're mad at us for expecting something. You told us what to expect. Like, I don't understand this, like, allergy to accountability. It's not that hard to just say, hey, wish you didn't do it this way. The checks are going out. All this extra stuff that is just like saying things that aren't true. Like, we are not a business, bro. I'm sorry, you're collecting a lot of money. I understand you're like a nonprofit and stuff, but it's still real money and it matters to people. And to some people, $50 is a lot, $20 is a lot. And you can't just wave that off by saying, "Oh, we're volunteers. Your expectations should, bro. You're doing an all-day auction. The expectation is that you run it competently." And again, I said I enjoyed the all-day auction greatly, and I personally am not complaining about it. But I think that this like lashback at just a simple question that is totally legitimate and saying all these illegitimate things about expectations not reflecting reality, like, I think the expectation that a check arrives in 36 days is pretty attainable. I think it's pretty attainable. All right. Later on, look how much he added, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy work. Each edit he added, and I edit things a lot, so I'm not trying to be hypocritical, but goddamn. Okay, let's look at the final form of this comment because I don't think I've even seen this. At the meeting this past weekend, it was mentioned that Manuel is finishing up, blah, blah, blah. We're not a business, expectations. Our group has grown. Additionally, there were no... so not only did he put the $ after the 150, like, he just doesn't know what he's talking about. So that's kind of unfortunate because, like, there was the additional 150 charge. It was fixed, so it doesn't exist anymore. I get that, but, like, you know, you should understand where the information came from because it was a thing. But okay. The event being rushed at the end was to ensure we have time. I have a feeling whoever made this post did not assist in any of that. But entitlement. I mean, people are entitled to the money they owed. Like, I get the person has, like, a bad attitude. And again, I wouldn't go about this that way. But, you know, not everyone has the same tools in their toolbox. This is how they decide to do it. I feel like they're entitled to the information. And I just think this is such a disproportionate and unfortunate response. Okay, so that's the president, I guess. This guy, he was helpful. He said, bickering aside, I asked the treasurer for an update. And then the treasurer stated the last checks were mailed this morning, which it would be hilarious. Now, this post was made last night. It would be pretty funny if the checks were already going to be mailed this morning and, like, this post was made last night, and instead of just saying, hey, the checks are being mailed tomorrow morning, all this happened. I don't know what's worse, that or them being mailed this morning because this post happened. I don't know which one I feel like reflects the worst, but, like, this all feels so unnecessary. Big Steve says some people's toolbox is flat out empty. Agreed. Okay. I'm looking for my my slander, by the way, guys. I'm not seeing it. I'm really not seeing. Okay, I think it's under. Okay, so I responded to his comment with this. You tell me when the slander starts. I don't think the post was that bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe I have thicker skin. Clearly, anonymity is the way to go. Otherwise, you get called out and flamed to all the other clubs. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, not with one post, they completely validated the reason to do things anonymously. I think made themselves look very hypocritical and like a fool. And this is what's her name? Callie. Someone that I don't know them. So it's kind of like, wow, that's a lot of words for someone I don't know, but okay. But yeah, they clearly validated the reason why you would want to be anonymous. And also, I'm really not understanding why this post generated so much anger. And like the entitlement is really with the clubs, because every slight amount of criticism is panic attacks. I'm sorry, it's ridiculous that I can make a Facebook comment, just ask you the question about, hey, should we do this group order with Fish and Friends? And they're going to hire a lawyer? Bro, that's not my fault that they have that much anxiety. Like, take that to your therapist. And I mean that respectfully. Like, you cannot put that on me. That is irrational behavior. They did not have to do that. Like, I have no interest in pursuing and taking a club down legally. I enjoy going to the clubs. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot put that on me. You decided to do that. If you ask me, hey, do you think we should hire a lawyer because of your comments? I say, no, I'm not alleging that. How are they going to prosecute you when I'm saying that I'm not alleging you of that? I just don't think that's realistic. Anyways. Here goes my slander. So I said, thank you for the information. All the work the board/volunteers do is greatly appreciated by myself. I'm speaking for myself. I've really enjoyed going to PVAS meetings and had a great time at the all-day auction. Just tell me where the slander and damaging the club's reputation begins. I start my comment with a glowing endorsement. PVAS is like one of my favorite clubs to go to. And it still will be after this, because this doesn't bother me. Like, I wasn't upset. That being said, it's been a month. I don't think it's an unrealistic expectation that an email could be sent out to sellers with an updated timeline. The club may not be a business, but it is a legitimate not-for-profit with resource and structure. The facts that the checks are still being sent in the mail is probably a contributing issue. I'm saying they should modernize their system if possible. I don't think it's an unrealistic expectation that sellers are paid in a timely manner either. Some clubs are even able to pay sellers the same day. I'm referencing clubs like ACM. And the response, I think, was they do like really small auctions or whatever. But like ACM has some big monthly auctions. And when they do all day auction, I'll guarantee you that the check didn't come after a month. Okay. I think that they're very mindful of that kind of thing. They have a lot of respect for people that enter lots into the auctions. And they recognize that that is a big reason people come to clubs, is to bid on things, is to enter things, even just to look at all the different stuff on the table. It's a benefit to everyone. So that's one thing I've consistently said about ACM, by the way, because I believe in giving people credit for things they do well. So the only thing I see, Jeffro says, the only thing I see is like you validating the non-poster saying it's fair to have expectations to be paid. Yeah. So far, no slander. I'm not upset about it personally. So again, I'm trying to de-escalate the situation. So I'm trying to prevent any damage. Glowing recommendation at the beginning and at the end. I'm not that upset about it. I just don't think the response to this poster is fair, saying that their expectations are unrealistic. I said hopefully this can result in best practices being updated. All right. I do another comment back and forth with Jennifer about the expectations thing. And then Joshua deleted his comment. So now I'm going to have to pull up my screenshot of his comment so we can look at his comment and evaluate if I slandered there. Man, this is just crazy, bro. This is just... I never thought there would be so much drama with fish clubs. Who would have thought? Maybe if I thought about it more, maybe I could have thought of it, but... Okay, 1 second, I'm just trying to find my comment. All right, here we go. They're not sending their best. That's what I'll say. All right, so Joshua says, I do think there's a mismatch in expectations here with the monthly mini auctions. Many club can pay out that date. With the big auction, there's hundreds of sellers and buyers, items in 1,000 range, higher prices, becomes more complicated. There are errors from software. And that's part of the reason why there's a delay. He mentioned the 150 issue, which had to be caught, fixed, and adjusted. Of course, he complained about it rather than saying, thanks for fixing that. I know it added time. I mean, the entitlement is really on the other side. Like, you just think everyone needs to be so grateful for everything you do. Like, it would be nice if it was that way, but all this has been done by volunteers who have like lives and stuff. Okay, this whole like volunteers who have lives and stuff. What's the key word there? Volunteer. So they chose to take on this responsibility. You don't get to volunteer to do something for free and then use that as an excuse for why something is being done wrong or whatever. Like, that just, it's not working for me. It's a volunteer position. No one can make you take that responsibility. You're still responsible for it. I think we do have a lot of empathy for these people. I do personally. And that's why I wasn't making a Facebook post about it, because I do understand that. But there could be someone, and I don't know what seller this person is. But again, another reason I brought up that I was owed $330 is because that is not an insignificant amount of money. And for some people, if they were told they would get that check in 10 to 14 days, whether you think it's smart or not, they could have been counting on that money for something. A car payment, a cell phone bill, you have no idea. So again, when it comes to stuff with money, that's another reason you have to be careful, because you don't know what everyone's situation is. So you can't just shrug off the fact that someone's waiting to be paid. You know, I just, that's why I just threw that out there, because it's like, look, it's you just don't know what people's situation is. All right. Something about it used to be 90 days, blah blah blah. Again, irrelevant, because that's not the date that we were given a much shorter time frame. So all this stuff about expectations, like the expectation was set by PVAS. People were told 10 to 14 days. So all this crocodile tears is baloney. It's not a business. I mean, this not a business thing is so ridiculous. I want to see PVAS's bank account. If it has below 5,000, I'll say it's not a business. How about that? I think people on aquarium club boards should get paid, like a lot of nonprofits. And this is a not-for-profit, so a not-for-profit, they don't even have to have the money go towards like a public goal. The money just has to go towards members and stuff. Yo, pay the board. If it will get people to take responsibility for when people complain and when things go wrong, and not whine about it. And why are people upset? Okay, the checks were 36 days late. Are you surprised that someone's upset about that? Can you handle it like an adult that takes accountability instead of just complaining that people are complaining? That's what I'm saying. Steve says, makes me not want to be involved with them. The drama is absurd. I'm saying, a couple of fish. I just got on here to TDLR. The drama so far, please. Yo, what's up, man? The drama so far is basically PVAS, Potomac Valley Aquarium Society. They had an auction. The checks were 36 days late. Someone made an anonymous Facebook post that was very angry. People were mad that they made that post. I defended them while also saying how much I liked the club. Someone wrote like a 5,000 word Facebook post tagging me, saying how I'm a pariah to the aquarium club and I'm trying to take all the clubs down and get them sued and all this. Bro, is this fishing on? Have I discovered fishing on? Okay, so yeah, basically, again, I'm slandering people apparently by saying how much I like their club, while also saying I think that someone should be able to ask about when the checks are coming in. If you guys think that's a slander, let me know. All right. So I said to Joshua, so you're saying there's mismatched expectations while saying the delay is due to errors. That doesn't make any sense. I said that doesn't make any sense because the expectation was set by the club, and the only reason it was met was due to errors. The errors were not communicated to everyone. The delay was not communicated to everyone. So why would the expectation have changed? We'll get to that a little bit when someone talks about volunteering to help with this, which I thought was ridiculous. But you can't really volunteer to help with something, especially if you don't know that there's a problem. I said this is also totally nonsensical because multiple people I asked were told it would take 10 to 15 days. I haven't talked to anyone yet who was told it would be 30 plus days. The club themselves set the expectation and thought it was realistic. Also, being comprised of volunteers is an excuse. Most volunteers I know are extremely competent. I don't see what being a volunteer has to do with errors being made. Maybe it's a not-for-profit business, but it's a legitimate incorporated organization with bylaws, a bank account, etc. I don't think asking when checks are being paid is much of an attack. Again, this post was super light. I can't believe they got this mad about it. The thinness of the skins is incomprehensible to me. It's like people have never gone outside and ran into someone that didn't like them. you know, uh, maybe it's a not-for-profit business, but yeah. I don't think asking when checks are being paid is much of an attack. It's pretty easy to just explain the situation instead of making up excuses, insulting, and gaslighting because you're personally offended. Someone was anonymously upset publicly, and the person I'm responding to deleted all their Facebook comments. So that's how that's going. Guys, that is all my. I think that's all my comments. Okay, let's just revisit. Let's revisit this accusation against me. They say that I'm actively and pointedly attempting to damage the reputation of local aquarium clubs. Okay, you guys have seen the comments. I read them. Where was I just want to understand if I'm missing it. I want to be able to grow. So please point out to me where I was or even being mean. Again, I was going out of my way to be to be nice and emphasize the fact that I think PVAS is great. Yeah, what's up, Yo? How's it going? Pastel Pepperoni says, I think at least half the problem with issues over text is tone. People always interpret tone and text wrong and make a fight over a normal conversation. I totally agree. If Callie wants to hop on stream and talk to me, I'll be happy to talk to her. Definitely not talking to people off the record these days, because the only thing that's protecting me in these situations is screenshots. Because otherwise, they'd just be saying all this stuff. Oh, he accused the club of fine, and then you have the screenshot of it. So when they put me on trial for the ACM thing, I don't want to get too much into what was in the trial to bring that up again, because that's resolved and it's passed. It's behind. But one of the funniest things is they'd say, here's evidence of you accusing the club of financial mismanagement. Then they'd read the evidence, which was just a screenshot of my Facebook comment, and it was pretty similar to this kind of stuff, where I'm just literally not saying the things that they're accusing me of saying. So I'm just looking here. Where am I damaging the club's reputation? In fact, most of the people I'm responding to negatively, as far as I know, aren't on the board of the club or represent the club in any way. So if anything, I'm only damaging the reputation of the people that I'm responding to. But I don't think that's even true. Yu-Yo says, what's going on? Just another drama stream, man. More the aquarium clubs. I'm just a problem child, apparently. All right. So let me just go over this just to make sure. Who is Callie Parker? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I might recognize them if I saw like a picture or something, but by name, I do not know who that is. Black Planted said to Pastel Pepperoni, who talked about how text over tone is being misinterpreted. He said the other half is reading comprehension, though. Amen, brother. Amen. That's what I'm saying. He's like, it's the only explanation I can come up with for how you could go so wrong. How could you go so wrong as to what I'm saying? The only explanation is you literally cannot read what I'm saying. Yo. Alec, one second. What did I do to Callie Parker? Nothing that I'm aware of. Sorry about that. I'm just responding to text. Okay, so let's just refresh. Let's cut to the chase. This hobby has its share of abrasive people, malcontents, and the chronically misguided. That's life. Let me go to my abrasive comment here real quick. I'm going to my abrasive. Where is that? Thank you for the information. All the work the board and volunteers do is greatly appreciated. I've really enjoyed going to PVAS meetings and had a great time at the all-day auction. Damn, I might have to log off Facebook, guys. It's too abrasive. I can't take it. We get along because we got a shared interest in aquatics, a collective interest in each other. Okay, it's all this stuff about how clubs are good for the hobby. And then there's me. When it's found that there are people actively and pointedly attempting to damage the reputation of local clubs. I've always maintained that my club is one of many sister clubs in the area. This was never just talk. We all help each other. We're not competing. I'm paraphrasing because I read it earlier, but just for people that missed it. And so when it's found that there are people actively and pointedly attempting to damage the reputation of local clubs, they're talking about me. I take it extremely personally. I don't know who you are. There is no business in nonprofit organizations. That's cap. That's extremely false. Extremely false. There's like a lot of business in nonprofits. The majority. Some of the biggest companies are nonprofits. Some of the wealthiest people are paid by nonprofits. This is like 1,000% false. I just don't know what people think nonprofits are. Some of them are how you imagine it, but nonprofit doesn't mean that there's no business, that there's no money. It's not true. There's lots of business in nonprofit. The speed and organization of things is directly proportional to the manpower that. So like, is the point of this saying that like PVAS is understaffed and under-volunteered? Because I just don't. Let me know if that's the case. I haven't heard that's the case. I have a hard time believing. Brant, thank you, Branton, for. Brandon, I need someone to hop on Discord and talk this through with me because I just want to make sure I'm not missing something. Brandon, let me know if you're willing to hop on Discord and go over this with me and tell me what you think. Pastel Pepperoni says, I'm just saying people get all twisted up. If you sat them at a table and talk, it'd probably be fine. I agree with that. I love talking in person. The internet Karens are rising up. It's Callie. It's Callie. I know Branton. Yeah. All right. But it's never free. Clubs are built on effort. If the effort already there isn't enough, you have to add your own to the pile. Again, is the implication that anyone could have volunteered to fix this check situation or help with it? Because I'm pretty sure like not just anyone can be authorized to send these checks. I'm pretty sure it would take longer to explain to someone the system and how to fix it than to just do it yourself. So like this whole thing is like, as far as it relates to this incident, is pointless. What are we going over? It's this Facebook drama where I'm being accused of basically being a fish club terrorist. True, Facebook fish groups are juicy. Yes, very juicy. Very juicy. And again, if I really cared about damaging reputations and stuff, I'd actually just air out all the stuff on Facebook group stuff, all the shady stuff people have ever done. Bro, I've been minding my business. I went on trial. I was acquitted. I've been just playing it. I've been playing it chill. I've been chilling. I've been going to meetings, breeding fish, having fun. Until this attack. So I'm just going over this post someone made about me, Branton. They say I'm actively and pointedly attempting to damage the reputation of local aquarium clubs. And it's blatantly obvious that this is simply an attack. When it happens in multiple clubs, it's a very clear pattern. I'd like to point out, at the last club, I was found innocent of what I was complaining about. I was acquitted. Fully acquitted. That's what they emailed me and said. So you're saying that I did it at multiple clubs. Well, the last club that at least I'm aware of, I don't know any other club that's accused me of this. The last club, they acquitted me. Did nothing wrong. Legally. Freshwater law. That tracks, he said. Okay, this is some other stuff that I didn't get to in there. So, is there a reason your friends complain about how auctions are run while not lending a hand? Okay. guys, Aaron, do you care if I talk about? Do you care if I talk? Because I could address this. Do you want me to address this? If you really want to get into it, we can. But like, I just don't think it's gonna play out the way that you feel like it is. I don't think that the issue is that people need more hands, and also giving a suggestion is, in my opinion, help. You can take it or leave it, but if positions are filled, I'm not gonna just go in and tell someone, "Hey, make me auction chair." How do I get in Discord? Where's this post? I just call you. We're friends on Discord, right? Freshwater law. I love it. I'm just saying, bro. And they hired, apparently, and Brian, if you're down, I'll just call you. You let me know. They hired a nonprofit attorney because of my Facebook comment. All right. Guys, I just want to let you know people are starting to weigh in, so we're gonna pull some people up here. Do I need how close? I laid it back, bro. Don't worry about it, bro. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. 1 second. I think people are weighing in. I want to go to the comment section. Holy. Okay. Give me 1 second. I gotta go to her post. Goodness. There's a pattern in a way she's Is there a pattern in the way she's viewing the bad guys? Yes, Jeffro, nonprofit attorney. So before I got found guilty, they hired a nonprofit attorney. So they were legally advised before they found me fully acquitted. And I can pull up that email if it's necessary. But I just want to make it clear. I've never been found guilty under freshwater law of slandering a club. In fact, I've only been found innocent. Fully acquitted. Man. Okay. Wait. There's more in this post I totally missed, guys. 1 second. It gets deeper. Holy. Do you understand how small and tight-knit the aquarium hobby community is? And what a negative market is found to be acting in this way against nonprofit clubs. So see what this line is here? Intimidation. Okay? Bro, how can you be this mad? I don't understand. I'm friends with a lot of people in aquarium clubs. There are people I recognize their usernames of. They're in aquarium clubs. I'm friends with them. Yeah, it's a tight-knit community, but fine. If you don't like me, you don't like me. But, I mean, I have done nothing but support clubs, in my opinion, and brought more people to meetings that wouldn't have gone to meetings otherwise. Do you understand how petty this looks? Again, you guys seen the comments. Don't pull these people into it. Literally put names people and pulls them into it. Yeah, this is the most. And guys, I just want to say Alexander Williamson, Fishery, has weighed in. So we'll get to that. Okay. We'll get to that. He weighed in the comments. I'm trying to get him to come onto the stream. Give me 1 second. I can't believe that they tagged all this. How's Conrad's fish in this? Like, what? I haven't talked to Conrad in like a month. That guy is a hermit. I just like his isopods. What the hell, bro? This is so the post. It's like every accusation is an admission of guilt. You ever heard that phrase? Every accusation is an admission of guilt. Bro, if I wanted to air out unethical behavior at clubs, I just would. But I don't. I've never made those accusations. I'm not gonna start tonight. I'm gonna end up in another trial. I'm just trying to figure out how to send my Discord friend thing to people. I'm trying to figure that out real quick. Once I figure that out, then I will be able to read the rest of this. But I'm also kind of just really processing the shenanigans. All right. So, do you understand that the poor people who gave you a chance on their channels, like Fishery, may be dragged for what you've done and continue? Wait, I haven't mentioned them. I went on this channel. So wait, because I went on Fishery's channel to talk about isopods, now he is involved in a club that, he lives in like Washington State or something. What does he have to do with a club in Virginia and the drama going on there? Can I join the YouTube with Discord? I'm confused how this works. I'm gonna call you on Discord, and then I would add you to the stream. We have the technology. That's how I'm gonna do it. Do you understand the poor people gave you a chance on their channels, like Alex from Fishery, may be dragged for what you have done and continue to do? Why would they be dragged for my actions? He didn't respond defending people's ability to ask about a check they owed. Why would Alex be dragged? I never even met him. Do you understand that shops and brands you name dropped like Wait, why would you name all these people? You're the only one associating with them with me. So if anyone says, I like this shop, you should go there for shrimp, you're now holding them accountable for some random guy with under 2,000 subscribers. This is nasty work. Real good way to discourage interaction from your members, blow things out of proportion, accusatory statements. Yeah. Wow. I did not see that earlier. That's like, let me cut off. That's like really crazy. I'm sorry. Hey, to all these people named, I'm so sorry you got named in this. This is so ridiculous. I'm actually like sorry. I don't know who this person is. This is really just so silly. Oh, people are wild. Yeah, people are wild. Like, do you know they might not want to be associated with you? Well, they're not. I just said I like those places and I buy fish or isopods from them. I don't think that makes them responsible for people not liking me, and now they're not going to be like too. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you continue to damage clubs that they have long-standing relationships with, I damaged the clubs by saying that in the comment section, I said I really enjoy going to PVS meetings and I really enjoyed the auction that we're talking about. That was damaging the reputation. The only thing I said about the club was that I liked it, that it was great, that I had a good time. In fact, and let me take this off. Let me see the last thing I posted besides sharing this post. Why do they want you to change your topic for tomorrow? Oh wait, did they say that? Bruh. No way. It's crazy. It's like straight up intimidation too. They're like, don't you know we're gonna ruin all your friendships because you think people should be able to ask about checks. So check out my latest Facebook behavior slandering clubs. shared a post from ACLC talking about an update they made to their auction thing. I said, I love this. PVAS meeting coming up. I shared it. I said, looking forward to this talk! Exclamation point. By the way, I missed this because it sounds so dumb, but it's true. I lost my keys and I couldn't find them till hours after the meeting ended. Yo, what's up, Jesse? Hey, Jesse, sorry, didn't mean to mention you. You might now be on the blacklist because you're associated with me. Just by me saying your name, apparently. Oh, look. Me posting about another club meeting I'm going to and what I'm bringing. Oh, look. Me sharing another club flyer. Looking excited about it. Another club flyer. Pictures of fish. Pictures of fish. Oh, sharing another club flyer. Gonna be fun. I'm just saying, like, I consistently am excited. Look at this. PVAS all day auction. Hoping I make it. So I've been consistent. I was saying all this then. In the comments they're complaining about, I said, I had a good time. I love PVAS meetings. And sitting here right now, I still say, I love PVAS meetings. I still do. I like, this doesn't bother me. I enjoy them. And I never was mad at them. So, like, it's just ridiculous. But let us go back to this is just insane. I'm like annoyed that they would like bring all these random people. Like, do you understand? Like, I know the community's like tight knit, but like, you guys understand. I'm a channel with less than 2,000 subscribers. I have 3 videos. Half these people don't even really know I exist. Like Arden Eater has no idea who I am. I just said I like buying shrimp from them. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm causing my own case. Yeah, yeah. Just let me know, Jesse, if you've seen me slandering clubs and trying to sue them and all that mess. Sorry, I'm just responding to I'm trying to get some people on here just so I can get other opinions. And also, like, I feel like bad for the people mentioned because they have nothing to do with this. I just don't understand the logic. I don't even know them. He's corrupt, tight-knit. Yeah. The intimidation. Don't you know we're all friends, and if you make us mad, we're going to blackball you out of the entire community? Speak your mind as we all should. And you guys tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like I always do my best to be extremely fair. I'm not interested in anything but the facts. So if I'm wrong, I will say that I'm wrong very quickly. But if I don't think I'm wrong, I'm going to stick to my opinion. If you don't present me any evidence that I'm wrong, then I'm not going to change my opinion. And this is some nasty work. I ask simply, do not drag everyone down with you. Bro, you're the only one dragging everyone down with you. You just named all these people that have nothing to do with me in this situation. Can I get a link to the post? No, I'm not going to link to people's private Facebook pages. Nah, I won't do that. I won't do that. I'll put pictures of the post in my Discord, though. In my Tank's Discord. I'll throw pictures of the post in there if people want to read it themselves. But I'm not gonna post a link to someone's personal Facebook, because unlike Callie, I do actually have no interest in bringing other random people into this situation. Oh God. Yeah, I ask everyone, freshwater soap opera. To me, this sounds like highly sensitive individuals who get upset over the slightest criticism, constructive or otherwise. That's pretty much my takeaway. And I think it's really unfortunate because especially when you're in a position of leadership, you should be equipped to deal with criticism and not melt down. Like this anonymous post, the checks were sent out this morning. If that were the case last night, which I don't know if it were or weren't, but let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and say the checks were already going out this morning. Instead of the president of the club commenting a bunch of baloney, you could just say, hey, next time, just email us directly. The checks are going out tomorrow, though. Sorry about the delay. Bro, you don't even have to apologize. You don't even have to. Fine, don't apologize. But I'm sorry, like, you are responsible for paying people, and people, I think, have a right to be mad if they're paid late. It doesn't matter if it's a nonprofit or not. Unless we're using monopoly money, I think that's a totally fair question. Jesse said, haha, I found it. Oh my God, bro. This is just too crazy. Please either reconsider the topic. So now they're saying I should not talk to Jody because I'm going to bring Jody down by associating myself with her. Sheesh. That is really gross. That's really gross. But this is why I do this, guys, because I want people to see everything. I've scrolled through all the posts in the stream, all the comments, even the ones that were deleted. So if what they're saying about me is true, then you will all see it. But if, like I think, it just makes them look like a bunch of crybabies that are also low-key bullies. Well, not even low-key bullies. This is like unhinged cyber abuse. I don't even know what you call it. This is bad behavior. Then you'll see that. But it's really up to you. I'm just gonna show you exactly what's going on. That's really it. Then when there's no one to sell your isopods to, you only have yourself to blame. Man, if only you knew. I'm not gonna say it, bro. That's why I haven't come up. I don't want you to bring me down, bro. Yo, that would be so mean if true. I was waiting for you to come online. I was gonna call you on Discord. Now I know. You're ashamed. You're ashamed. Yo, if anyone wants to hop on Discord with me, you know who you are. Just let me know. Because I do want to get other opinions on this, even if it's Callie. In my verse on Discord, add me. But basically now I'm being threatened. Anyone I associate with, they're probably gonna message and be like, "Yo, don't do videos with Nicholas. He's making us hire lawyers." Jesus Christ, bro. Bratton, it's not true. Bro, I'm calling you right now. If you don't answer, you're fake. The dummy accounts, like, I don't know what they're talking about. They said I made dummy accounts. Like, the only people I knew were named. Again, I don't know who John Doe is. I have no association with that account. I didn't make it. I didn't ask anyone to make it. And I don't know who it is. But I did say I do have my guesses. I do have my guesses on who it is. And the person that I think it could be, I don't know them personally either. So, it's just so funny how it is. Now, what's really funny here. So here we get the comment of Alexander Williamson, which is fishery. Now, he told me that he actually commented on the wrong thing. So this comment's actually about skeptical aquatics, apparently, which makes sense because I was kind of confused because it seemed very Hey, Salient, what's up, bro? She puffed up like a puffer. She's mad. She's definitely mad. Hey, Jesse, just so you know, like, I'm not going to get into, like, any too personal attacks. I'm just going to address what they said. But just fishery here commenting about skeptical. Yeah, I guess we'll stay on topic, but it is funny. It is funny how, like, some people that were like, oh, skeptical, this guy's interesting. Everyone's kind of being like, oh, this guy is an AI voice chatbot. Skeptical aquatics catch you strays as you should. Yeah, yo, he's a very strange guy. Very strange guy. He like commented on an Aquarium Club of Maryland YouTube video, adding a different account, like not my In My Tanks account, and he said hi buddy or hey buddy or something like it was supposed to be like, oh look, I found your other account. I don't really know what it was. It was extremely weird and obsessive behavior. That's why I'm trying not to engage with him because you don't want to entertain crazy people. Oh, a message retracted. I totally missed that. I totally missed that. Okay. Let me see. What's up, Salient? How's it going? I'm gonna make a call. 1 second. I'm gonna make a call. Hold up. I gotta get it so I can hear. Can you hear me?
Barely.
Oh, barely. Okay, 1 second. Let me turn myself up. Ah! Oh, that's why. How about now? You hear me now? All right. I think we could. You don't know how Discord works? You don't have a Discord call? There's some big names in this post I'm associated now too. Yeah, Aaron, they called you out too, and William, which like I do go to ACSM, but like I wouldn't necessarily like William, Aaron, you too. This is so crazy. Brenton, you can hear me, right? I can hear you.
Yeah.
All right. So the stream can hear you, and if you want, they can see you. But right now, you don't have to be seen if you don't want it to be. It's already bad enough you even answered the call. Honestly,
Why is that?
you didn't see the post. You didn't see
Huh.
everyone associated with me is getting blacklisted.
Oh.
You don't think that's true?
I came in late to this. Oh, I don't even really know what's going on.
Steve said, "Did you go to the plant sale on Sunday?" No, I didn't. Fishery said, so I posted a comment to Callie thinking she was mad at Skeptical, but it was In My Tanks who I'm not mad at. Okay, so he's clarifying. He made a yeah. So Alex, how do you feel about the facts and Brandon you too? So tomorrow I was scheduled to talk with Jody P about loaches. If any of you guys know, Jody has a lot of loaches. In this post, she says that do you understand that the poor people who gave you a chance on their channels, like Alex from Fishery, may be dragged for what you've done and continue to do? Do you understand that shops and brands you name dropped, like Garden of Eden and Conrad's Fish, may not want to be associated with you if you continue to damage the clubs they may have long-standing relationships with? Please change the topic of your live video tomorrow. Be kind enough not to associate with others with your folly and drag others down, basically, is what they're saying. What do you think?
So what are they accusing you of?
They're accusing me of intentionally running around trying to damage the reputation of all the local clubs, basically.
Now, does this have to do with what was the issue with the club earlier on?
So basically, the club sent out the all-day auction checks. Well, they haven't gotten to everyone yet. It's been like 37 days.
It was something to do with
the previous one.
Yeah, it was
the lawyers.
What was it? The group fish order or something.
Yeah. So Aquarium Club
didn't want to pay shipping. They wanted to they wanted to pay shipping.
Yes.
And they wouldn't let anybody pick them up.
Yes. Basically, Fish and Friends is a newer local fish store, and Aquarium Club of Maryland made a post asking members where they wanted to do a group order from. A lot of people said Fish and Friends, and for context, Fish and Friends had done a group order with another club, so it's not like it was something they weren't used to doing or weren't open to doing. Like, they were actively happy to, do a group order with a club, but they insisted that it had to be like someone we ship from or something, and their excuse was that they couldn't drive to pick it up. Now, immediately, multiple people commented saying they were willing. And basically, what I did in that comment section was say, hey, this makes no sense. Everyone's wanting to do this. Uh, if you can't drive because of like the time or something, or if someone needs gas money, then I think that's a reasonable expense for the club. And I have said that the club has the money to do this instead of spending money on shipping. We could save that and just put it towards the group order from Fish and Friends. They said that I accused them of financial mismanagement and hired a nonprofit lawyer apparently because they were so scared of apparently losing nonprofit status over that.
So that's what all this is about?
That is in part what this is all. This is about that
Okay.
and me supporting someone asking when the checks are going to come in and saying that it's not fair to say that they have no right to ask about this, and that's an unrealistic expectation to get a check from an auction in 37
I
days.
mean, a business transaction is a business transaction. I mean, it's not like you were making a demand that they, like send my check or I'm coming over there. You're just asking what's going on.
And to be clear, I wasn't even the one making the post. I was just in the comment section defending the person's doing it because I thought it was unfair for people to say that one of the things they said, you said it was a business transaction. Well, they say a nonprofit is not a business. It's run by volunteers who give our time to provide a service to members and non-members alike, and your expectations should reflect that reality.
Yeah, but this is an auction, right?
Yeah, it's an all-day auction.
Yeah, it's not a donation. I
Well,
mean, I don't.
wait. Let me wait. I got another comment to counter you from Um, Mark said, I personally think the purpose of a club auction is to raise money for the club while also benefiting members, but members shouldn't look at the auction like a business opportunity, but rather something like making a charitable donation and gain a benefit at the same time. So maybe you're just selfish. This is a donation.
What? I don't understand. So you went into the auction knowing that it was going to be a donation rather than
No.
you receiving.
No. This person is just saying that they shouldn't even be upset anyway because they don't think that people should look at the club auction as a way to make money.
So that's just a way to be like, yo, I don't want to pay you. Consider it a donation.
I don't know. All the reasons like, and you tell me one of the reasons why I put so this auction, I wasn't mad about it personally, and there was something weird on the sellers report, and I did email them. I didn't make a post, but I they owed me $330. I put that in the comment section because I think that's not an insignificant amount of money, and I feel like
No, that's a chunk.
yeah, and I feel like people are missing the fact that someone could have been counting on that money or might want to use it just for something to have fun, or it's not fake money basically.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand the disconnect. Like I've seen people matter over getting screwed for $5, and I would understand
Uh-huh.
that, but they can't understand someone being mad about maybe twenties of dollars, or it could be over 100. You don't know. The person was
Yeah, I mean,
anonymous, and now I
yeah.
see why they were anonymous because I commented. Like this comment is one of the comments that apparently is me being abrasive and trying to ruin clubs' reputations. It starts with, "Thank you for the information. All the work the board and volunteers do is greatly appreciated by myself. I've really enjoyed going to PVAS meetings and had a great time at the all-day auction." Does that sound like I'm trying to ruin their reputation
Does
to you?
not does not.
Uh, Jeffro said, "Sorry, Nick, I'm not seeing the connection between what you said and what was said in the long drawn out status. No felony detected." Yeah, the owner of Fish and Friends offered to deliver the group order themselves, and they still refused to do them as the group order. Um, and Jeffrey said, "You're literally so polite about everything." Fisher said, "This ain't a big public thing. It's just opinions about how the club is doing things right. I mean, you're not legally leveling charges or complaining to the IRS. I'm definitely not using my time that way." So you said, "That's rich when
So
found." Sorry, go ahead.
so is it possible that maybe they wanted it, like, were you able to see the cost breakdown of the fish order?
Uh, Like the one they
Like, is it
eventually did?
possible they were, yeah, like, is it possible they were trying to profit on the shipping and that's why they didn't want anything picked up? I mean, I don't know. Like,
No,
to me,
that's a fair. Well, okay, here's another thing.
that's how much it doesn't make sense. Like, if you could have something literally delivered by the place you're getting it from, like, why would you do anything else?
I agree. But, for that and other comments, similar comments where I just questioned or said I didn't think that this was something good, they literally put me on trial. There was a formal complaint. I had a 1 hour and like 30-minute trial about I don't know if they were gonna expel me from the club or what, but if I was guilty of slandering the club. And apparently they hired a nonprofit lawyer before they did this.
Hmm. But how
And
do
my
you hire a nonprofit lawyer?
I lawyer that advises nonprofits. My apologies. Not a lawyer working for no profit. And my response to that is that's on them because I think that's a completely irrational thing to do in response to a Facebook comment, especially one that
Uh-huh.
that did not accuse those things. Like that's your fault. And I hope if they use club money for that, then yeah, I think that's a waste of money. To them, me saying that is accusing them of financial mismanagement. Just so you know.
Huh.
Uh, that's
Yeah, I don't get
Rich.
it.
So a couple of fish. Your question is answered by Steve above. Maybe. Why are they so possessive over the idea of a fish club man? So weird. That's Rich. When some founding member and Steve said some founding members use these auctions as their sole source of income. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard that. Auctions are a business opportunity with. Yeah, I don't. Do you do auctions?
No, I've actually never been a part of a fish club.
Oh man, come on!
Uh,
It's time to get involved.
yeah,
Come on, come
the
on.
closest one to me, well, Madison closed this year or late last year, I can't remember. And then Milwaukee would be the next closest one, and I don't. That's like an hour drive.
Yeah, no, well,
Um,
a lot of people drive far for these, but I hate driving, so an hour, I definitely get that.
yeah.
Um, but that is a legit question why I hide the order. I mean, I'm not gonna accuse them of profiting off the order. I'm just accusing them of not caring about what members' opinions are time and time and time and time again. And
Mhm.
I'm actually not trying to air out all the clubs, so I don't even want to get into it because like what Steve brought up and stuff, like there's plenty of things I could get into if I really wanted to. Okay. But I just again, it's a fish club, like you said. I just don't understand, right?
Yeah, but like to say, like this is a nonprofit and like we kind of like strong arming you as like it should be a donation. Uh, I that gives me bad vibe. I don't know. I just
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
like if that's what it was, it should have been made clear beforehand. Like, hey, we're gonna do this auction and this is gonna be like a benefit to the club, not like
yeah, yeah. I,
let's
I mean,
let's
they weren't
wait
they
to
weren't
pay
like
everyone and
forcing it to be a donation. The guy was just saying that like, hey, like you shouldn't even be complaining anyway, because like, why is this a business opportunity to you? Was like the guy's a personal opinion, and he wasn't like, as far as I know, on the board or anything. So it's just a random person.
uh-huh.
Aquarium Wizard. Oh, is Aquarium Wizard Callie? Because you said that Aaron said that you mentioned me in your post. Um, I don't know if that's Callie or not, but hey, if it is, feel free to hop on Discord. Join the let's talk it out. Um, and yet still ask the local shop to donate. Okay, not doing the group order with the shop and asking them to donate is pretty nasty work. That is pretty nasty. Like you even commented saying, "Hey, if the driving was the issue, I'll come and deliver the order to you guys." You still said no, and then you asked that shop for a donation. That would be crazy. Sorry, and that's what I'm saying. It's like with that situation. It's not really financial mismanagement. It's just you clearly don't care what people actually want. And also, if you cared about supporting local businesses, then why would you have stuff shipped in instead of doing a group order from a local store? Like,
Well, that's what I mean. There has to be some ulterior motive as to why you wouldn't just take the obvious option.
yeah, I don't know if it's just ego or ulterior motive. I mean, the world may never know. But
Yeah, ego could have definitely been part of it.
Steve said, that may not happen. I'm talking shit. Alex said, my advice: don't drum up drama beyond defending yourselves by opinions on what the headache. I agree. That's what I'm doing. That is exactly what I'm doing, bro. I'm just trying to only respond to the stuff that people brought up, because anything more than that, I do think is unnecessary drama. But like, it's just annoying because I'm just having fun, getting involved with clubs and stuff, and you can't just comment your opinion. I can't make that clear. Like, Brent, and that's what drives me crazy. I'm used to being able to disagree with people on Facebook and it not be, oh, you're a terrible person, like you're trying to ruin the club.
Yeah.
And then like you see on my comments, I'm clearly used to this because like I'm putting in the beginning like very positive things to make it clear that like I have good intentions, like I like this club, I had
Uh-huh.
fun at the auction. And still their response is this very unhinged book about how I'm trying to ruin everyone's reputation.
Huh. Yeah, I
um
don't know.
yeah.
That's bizarre.
uh I mean, how do you feel about being on the blacklist now?
I'm all right with it, I guess.
Have you ever been blacklisted before?
I've not. Not.
Steve said that may not have
What
happened. I'm just talking shit.
What are some
Fish.
of the benefits of being on the blacklist?
Some of the benefits. I mean,
Yeah.
you get drama streams. You get drama streams. You get drama streams basically.
Huh.
Alex, I still want you to hop on the call and advise, because I want you to, because they literally said your name, and uh I just want to get your opinion with your voice. If you're free, just let me know. I can call you on the phone too or something.
Yeah, come on up, Alex.
The Blacklist sounds like a good name for a club. uh, I'm all right with it, I guess. Hey, I appreciate your openness to being on the Blacklist. You know,
Yeah.
like, what do you want your position to be? You want to be treasurer? I mean, what, auction chair?
Um, I don't know. What positions are open currently?
Auction chair.
Take it.
Okay. Uh,
So, as an acting auction chair, does that mean I get mad at people when they question things about the auction?
I don't know. Well, let's test this. Hey, Brenton, I really think that you shouldn't leave all of the live bearers till the very end of the auction.
Why the hell not?
I just think that it's unfair. They have value even if you don't recognize it.
And who are you?
I'm a member of due paying member of the club, and I also entered things into the auction.
And you want to tell the chair of the auction what to do?
Well, I'm just saying that I feel like it's unfair to
Blasphemy. I'm cutting you off right now.
wait. I just think that it's unfair to give fish priority over others.
So are
Uh,
we shipping them in or are we getting them brought to us?
no, they can't be shipped in. They have to be brought by members unless it's a donation.
I say we all take them to one area and then have them shipped to the club.
No, that we can't bid on them that way. We have to bid on them in person. Have them on the tables and stuff.
Oh,
Like the table you left the libraries on until the end.
okay. So whoever wins these auctions, we will ship the fish to them. They can't leave with them.
Oh, that would be, yo. You think the checks are late now? That would be a disaster. That would be a disaster. Uh, my question is how she's convinced all these these dummy accounts. Does she mean real people agreeing with you? I felt, hey, Brandon, you might just be another one of my dummy accounts.
I could be. Who's talking though?
Wasabi P said that.
Oh,
After being accused, having an hour and a half trial, getting the check back later, do you still feel welcome in that club anymore? Bro, I have friends in that club. I go to hang out with my friends. So yeah, I go to the club, hang out with my friends, and have a good time. I mean, to me, that stuff I don't take it too personally. Some people, their life, the club is very important to them. I respect that. It's very you're gonna get upset about it. I'm not gonna hate you for it. But I'm also not gonna just not defend myself when you say I'm doing things that I'm not doing.
yeah, and I totally agree with that.
Hey, Mr. Auction Chair, Big Steve wants to know if we could use a horse and buggy for the fish deliveries.
Messenger pigeon only.
Wait, but how are you gonna deliver the common plecos?
These are some beefy messenger pigeons. They've been bred to specifically carry
Can they carry
large
all the
fish.
African cichlids that will go for $1?
Yes, massive bags of them.
Okay,
Sometimes you have to chain a couple of them together.
okay, okay. Yeah, shout out to who's been putting all the rusty cichlids and stuff like that in the clubs. It has been like rough for African cichlids. They're basically begging people to bid on them. Big Steve, they get their destination in 4 to 6 business months. I mean, that's optimistic. That's optimistic. What about dysentery? But honestly, that's not that bad. That's only like one a little bit slower than the actual checks were delivered. Honestly, if they put checks on a horse and buggy the day of the auction, or like even just a week after, they would have gotten here sooner probably. Do we have pterodactyls for club use?
Well, we have dire wolves now, so I'm sure we can arrange that.
Dire
With
wolves.
with all the donations from the last auction, we can support funding for the pterodactyl.
Okay. Okay. Now we're on something. Okay. I want you to guess how much money do you think a aquarium club has in their bank account?
I don't know,
Remember, it's not a business. Just like guess this non-profit, not a business. Does it have any money at all? Just guess.
maybe 10 grand.
Yeah, that's actually a good guess. There's only one club, the Aquarium Club of Maryland. It's like what 2 years old. They have 10 grand. I
Mm.
feel like that qualifies you for you should feel a bit responsible, not just a volunteer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is just like we're still adults. We still have to do our jobs, even if we are doing them for free and signed up for that.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just using an example.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, at the end of the day, I mean, like a business transaction is a business transaction, and it needs to be like taken care of within, a reasonable amount of time, or any normal person is going to start asking questions.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why email should have been sent out because it's honestly, and I say it's a testament to how pussy the Aquarium Club membership is in general because something should have been asked sooner. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Uh-huh.
surprised, and the reason
Yeah,
why,
I mean,
it,
everybody's probably trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, like, hey,
yeah,
it's our club, let's just kind of, but yeah, after a certain amount of time, it's like, well, what's going on?
and the benefit of doing it publicly is one, it's actually not bad. It does not damage the reputation of the club if the club responds in a reasonable manner. There
Yes.
and it's a great opportunity because everyone will see this post and then we'll see the response and all the information is disseminated that way, and then no one can say, hey, you didn't email us, because you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just think that the response to criticism is why no one says anything. That's why I will continue to give my opinion, because I really think that people should be disagreeing and giving their opinions more. But look what happens when you do. This person went on a campaign against me beyond just Facebook. They went and tagged actual known, like, bro, I am not a known person in the general fish club community really. They went and tagged like legitimate channels and businesses as if they had anything to do with me because of
Mm-hmm.
club drama.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I don't know. So nobody knows who this person is?
I mean, I don't know who this. I don't recognize them from
Mm.
this profile. I really don't.
Hmm.
Um,
I don't know.
I mean,
Like it like do we even know it's legit?
I mean, it's a real person. I have like mutual friends with them. Um, I mean, I'm really bad with I have a terrible memory, so like, you know, it's possible. My one mod, Nick. What's with the scheduling? Bro, I know today was I made a lot of mistakes. You daisy chain the pigeons. Okay, is that how you get it done?
Yes.
Okay. The statement certainly doesn't look like it was ran by a lawyer. Yeah. I agree with offering compensation for board positions, make it desirable. Yeah. I think board members should be paid, then people will actually run, and then hopefully people could take accountability and responsibility for their actions or inactions without having to cry about it all the time. I'll pay them Brandon, I just want them to be paid anything that'll make them stop doing dumb excuses and ad hominem attacks when they could just say,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, we're sorry about the delay. Here's here's why. This is when the checks are going out."
Yeah, I mean, any normal, I feel like any normal business transaction would have that. Like, I, I don't. It's just bizarre that. I mean, how long are we talking?
The auction was sometime early April. It's been over 36 days
Yeah.
and
So
over
what is
24
the
business
holdup?
days. Well,
Do
supposedly,
we?
so this post complaining was made last night, and apparently the checks went out. The last checks went out this morning. And here's the thing: some people have gotten their checks. Apparently, some people, um,
Okay.
several haven't, but I guess they've been sending them out staggered or something.
Well,
Uh,
why?
because they're volunteers. That was the excuse given.
I
Uh,
mean, how many checks are we talking? Like 50?
I mean, there's definitely a lot of people.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I mean, you just like how are they doing the checks? Don't I mean, can't you just print them off of a like?
So this is my guess, and this is speculation. But when I was there, what club again? This is a PVAS, Potomac Valley Aquarius Society. So if you want to see the posts, it's on their public Facebook group actually, so anyone can go there and look at all the comments. Um, I'm laughing at the thought of her sitting here fuming. Yeah. Um, sheesh. So it was a lot of checks, but my suspicion is, Brenton, that they entered a bunch of numbers wrong or didn't have numbers because my seller's report was missing. Like it had a bag of isopods that sold, but there was no amount it was sold for. And when I was there was definitely a little bit of vibes from people at the table that responsible for that there were a lot of things mixed up. So I think that's probably a contributing factor. I don't know if that's why, but it kind of sounds like a bunch of numbers had to be fixed manually.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of my
Okay.
guess. Um, Whether that's reasonable for it to still take this long, I don't know. If they needed volunteers to fix that, how would we know? How would we know to offer our help? Uh,
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
could
I
I
don't know.
help? I couldn't. I couldn't. I don't think I was qualified. Hey, yeah, Putu, let me know if you want me to not make you a mod. Apparently, if you're associated with me, um, you're gonna be on the blacklist. Ah, God, bro. To be fair, it was a big auction. I'm not mad that it took a long time, but it's really unfair for folks to be trying to roast someone because they asked about it. And honestly, it's not cool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't mad about it. It took a long time. It was kind of like, man, it's taking forever. I probably mentioned on stream, like, man, the check's still not here. But I didn't like post about it. I wasn't that upset about it. But trying to gaslight someone into thinking that it's not fair for someone to be upset or ask about it is what I had a problem with.
Yeah, it's just a simple question like, what's up? I mean,
Yeah. Did you see like the? Did you see the original? Cause I want you to tell me if you think this original post was even like that bad. But like, I don't even. This is what they're mad about.
yeah, let me check that
Um,
out.
I'm sharing it with you on Discord. But like, this is the
Okay.
post that is so like rude and bad. Now I do think this is bad form. Like, I think tagging everyone, their personal accounts, like I think that is extra. Like, you know what I mean. But nobody seems to have heard anything in regards to what we can expect for our checks. For when we can expect our checks for the all-day auction that occurred on the 6th of April. At this point, it's been 36 days with no word on when we're getting paid, why there's a delay, or why there was initially a additional auction fee of $1.50 per item to all sellers. On top of lost revenue for auction being rushed at the end of the event, nobody has been paid or updated on when to expect payment. PVAS, I and other sellers are very disappointed. Please make a public statement explaining to all sellers so we can get this rectified amicably. This is not the way to do business. All right, what do you think of that?
I don't know. Can you move it over so I can read it in full?
Uh, Wait, you can't see it in full.
No, gotta go to your left. I can't see the right hand side.
Okay. One second. One second. Is
There we
that?
go.
Yeah. There we
Yes.
go. There we go. 1 second stream. Yeah. And again, for those that missed earlier, this is the post that started my official freshwater freshwater law exile. Apparently. Hey, what's up, Lake Missoula Aquatics and Plants? Hello, everyone. Also, if you use a PayPal saving accounts, they'll pay you 4% on it. Like valid to want to be a non. When did the board members receive their payments? That's a good question. That's a good
Yeah,
question.
I mean, I don't see the issue. I mean, to me, it's like they got upset because I guess somebody had the nerve to call it out. I don't. That's the only explanation.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say the response is so much worse than whatever this like the reputation. First of all, the main response, I don't think Callie is associated with the board. So in my opinion, I don't think the club, I don't think its reputation has been harmed at all. But
Uh-huh.
you know, I think that saying I'm trying to ruin clubs and stuff by defending this. I didn't defend the way they went about it. I didn't defend being anonymous. I've said time and time again, I only respect people that put their face on complaints, like personally. But I said this is a legit question and that they were told that their expectations were unrealistic.
So what is the additional auction fee?
That was just an error. And I actually emailed, like, this person, John Doe. I don't know who
Mm-hmm.
they are, but they did message me asking me about that, and I emailed the club, and it was some kind of error, and they fixed it. Um,
Okay.
but so I don't know why they brought it up again because that was fixed. But you know,
And then what is the loss of revenue from the auction being rushed?
so that I don't know if this person does auctions all the time or if they thought this was unusual. But like at the end of really long auctions, usually the number of people kind of dwindle, and like
Yeah.
they had a time limit on the space they're renting, so they had to go through stuff fast, and stuff just goes super cheap, like dumb cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like there's some like live bear on Dan's Fish, like a group of them was like $250. It went for like $5. You know what I mean? Like there's just like a bunch of stuff that goes cheap, especially if not everyone would really know what it was, and if there's less people
Mm-hmm.
there, then less people don't really know what stuff is. So you can get a lot of steals. So they're just kind of complaining about that. But I don't think that's a fair complaint. What I will say is some categories of fish were definitely prioritized over others. And like
Mm-hmm.
I got there later than some, but some of my bags actually went up where other people were there the whole time, like, and had their bags up there the whole time, and their bags didn't come till the very end. And I feel like it's because of the category of fish, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but I mean
No, isn't
that's besides the point. Like I'm not even, you know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
What were you saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I think somebody was just mad that people are even questioning it to begin with. That's the only thing. I mean, uh, there's no other explanation.
Yeah.
But
We're
yeah,
just
36 days with no word as to what's going on is a bit excessive.
yeah. And Steve says it's a little extra. I'm not crazy about the wording, but nothing is inaccurate, so it is what it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not how I would personally go about it, but it's not a ridiculous question or or reaction in my opinion. Like, I liked how you said it. Like, it's a business transaction is a business transaction. You know.
Yeah.
So, will they not
Yeah, I
pay
mean,
same? Just go ahead.
if they don't, if I mean, yeah, it just I don't know. I guess if something went wrong, being that it was a business transaction, everybody should have been notified. And otherwise, I mean, if you're just going to take advantage of people and get around to doing it whenever you're doing it, then that is, like the post said, not the way to do business.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's like, and again, people will say, "Oh, there's a better way to go about this." Blah blah. I guarantee, more behavior will be changed because of all this drama than if they send an email. Like, I'm sorry, it's unfortunate, but that's just how people work. Like, you really do have to make some noise and make things unpleasant for change sometimes. I'm not saying that was required for this particularly, but
Mm-hmm.
like that's why it's important that this can happen without literal like mob like retaliation. uh, um, will they not pay this? Yeah, they don't pay the same day. I think for all the auctions, it's not typical to pay the same day, so I feel like that's fine. Um,
So
for we were told I think the checks would be 10 to 14 days. I think was the estimate I heard.
so nobody knows why it's been delayed.
I do not know the official reason.
Uh-huh.
One person commented about fixing errors like this 150
Number.
error. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but besides that, I'm speculating that a lot of things were entered wrong based on the fact that in my seller's report, some of my items were missing dollar amounts for what they sold for.
I mean, is it possible the money is even wasn't there for a
Mm,
time and they had to wait to recoup it?
no, I don't think it's anything like that.
No.
I think it's just like, if I had to guess, it's like, hey, what did this bag sell for? Uh, I don't know. What's the lot number? What's that? Okay, what's that seller? What's that buyer number? Okay, it was 30. No, it was 34, 30. What's that? You know what I mean? Like that kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do that for like 100 sellers or whatever it is. Then I could see that taking a long time. But like Chris Ladd, he said they should have just communicated about the delay. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. When these things happen, the right thing to do, in my opinion, is just you have to
I
take
mean, have
accountability for the part that you own.
has
None of
there
these
been a fish club meeting since the auction?
yes, they did meet.
So like that would have been the perfect time to be like, hey, I mean,
I mean, so one comment, I think the president dude said that the treasurer said something at the last meeting to people. I think John Doe responded and said that they were at the meeting, but they didn't hear the discussion about the checks or whatever. Um, so, but I mean, the all day auction is something. It's like a seasonal event, so a lot of people that go to it don't necessarily go to all the meetings. You know, they might
uh,
have they could have driven from really far.
that
Yeah, there's a surprising amount of drama. Temperate said pitchforks, baby. Yeah. I want you guys just to know this is like the funeral stream of my fish social life and YouTube career, I guess. No one will ever want to be associated with me now, apparently. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, because as Callie says here, they're all every store that I've said I liked. Yo, I love Aquarium Co-op. I have their sponge filters in like every tank. Okay, now it's is Aquarium Co-op tracked down now because I liked Magic Feed.
Yeah.
I thought it smelled delicious. I can't wait to order it again
Well,
just so I could smell it.
well, they forgot to put Aquahuna in there.
I mean, we've done some damage on Aquahuna. We've done we've done some damage. They have all I can say is they have really nice customer service. I love their social media. It's been rough. It's been rough beyond that. I don't know if you've ordered from them recently, but I've had some bad
What
luck.
now?
I said I don't know if you ordered from Aqua Hunter recently, but it has been
No.
bad luck.
Yeah, I won't order from Aquahuna.
Do you have a specific reason or just?
Just the last time, the shipping when I ordered some pea puffers, and they were just in a box, flopping around with no packaging in the insulated box. The bag was just like ping ponging all the whole ride, I'm sure.
Oh man.
And I was just unimpressed. I don't know. And then you hear so many stories of the fish coming in and just not living and having to quarantine. And I get it, they're a wholesaler, so I mean you should almost expect that.
Yeah.
So I'd
No,
rather
no,
just
for
pay, I
sure.
guess, a little bit more for fish that I know are going to come in halfway decent.
That is totally true, and that's kind of what I came down on. Is like you said, like it's like the wholesaler. Your expectations, like for what they are, it's not below my expectations, but like yeah, I probably would pay more. Real quickly, guys. This is my funeral stream, but I'm not alone. Anyone mentioned with me apparently is being dragged down. And like, if you weren't on this list, like, you really need to get your cloud up, because yo, Brandon, why are you not on this list? I mean, we could add you now.
That's fine.
Everyone's getting added that I've ever talked to cordially. So let me
Yeah,
just
you can add me.
okay. So we got Branton,
Mm. I mean, I've
Lightcap.
got your isopods swimming in one of my tanks,
Oh
so
yeah, how they doing?
they're doing good actually. They've gotten quite large.
See that? And they got large pretty fast, right?
Yeah.
I always tell
I mean,
people,
I've only had them for like 3 weeks, I think.
yep. Well, they reach sexual maturity in 4 to 5 weeks. So you think,
Yeah.
people always like sometimes people will talk about the size I ship them in. I do it because every time I ship them larger, there's DOAs. But when I stick to my size limit, there's like zero, and there's never like a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah,
There's usually only like one, but like that's why I try and ship them smaller. But I tell people like, look, they're gonna get big very quickly.
hmm Yeah, I
um,
didn't have any DOAs, and they're in a tank with. Well, I just dumped a bunch of pseudo McGillfry in there today,
ooh, nice.
but they're living so far, as far as I can tell, peacefully with the blackworm. So
Yeah. They haven't bothered anything yet for me. I put them in all my fry tanks and spawning tanks and stuff, and it seems to be working. So I'm glad that
yeah,
they're doing well for you. Hopefully you get little babies soon.
yeah,
Um,
they're fun to watch.
Having your own list is crazy. Look, it's not my list. Temperate, if you get added to this list, I'll find a way to ship you pods. Cause look, the end of their post was please reconsider the topic of your live video tomorrow. Be kind enough not to associate others with your folly. Then they said, then when there's no one to sell your isopods to, you will only have yourself to blame. Like, as if I do love the isopods, the isopod agenda, but like it kind of makes it seem like, if that happened, my life would be over. You know what I mean? Like, this is not. It's not like I'm just focused on silly ice pot. Like when I went on Fishery Stream, one of the things I said was, I'm really not trying to focus on silly ice pots. I think people should buy them from Conrad. Puchu said, "Wow, Aquapods is definitely not losing dollars being associated to you." Bish, I have 40 subs. I'm on the list. You're tipping. You can't owe people money. Ozark Aquatic said you can't owe people money and be upset they asked about it. That's what I'm saying. Chris Ladd said it's my first PVAS auction. It was a good event, but not above criticism. That's totally fair. That's pretty much my position. Jesse said actually having your own list is crazy. Yeah, I'm trying. I just want to make it. I want everyone to know where they stand with the. Let me get the wording right. The small and tight knit aquarium hobby community, and what a negative mark it is to be found acting this way. Do you understand how petty this looks? Well, actually, guys, let's do a petty check. Word counter. Let's see how many words. God damn. All right. So, Callie wrote 767 words complaining about me. Yeah, I feel like you're winning the pettiness battle here.
Yeah, that's like a school assignment.
Yeah, that's like one that's like one in 1/4 single space page, bro. Look, 4,329 characters. They pecked at the keyboard for over 4,000 times just to be wrong. So yeah, that's pretty petty. That's more than all my comments combined. But basically they said that the freshwater mafia is going to excommunicate us from all communities. So Branton, you're on this list. A couple fish. It doesn't matter if you have only 40 subs. You're clearly not mad enough at me. I'm adding you to the list. True Twitter true Twitter finger cap. Who else needs to be added to Putu? Putu, you tell me if you're disassociating with me first. I'll demod you. And then but if not, I'll add you to the list. True Twitter finger champ. Twitter finger. Oh, what is it? Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. Yeah. Sorry. I just can't get over the like when there's no one to sell your isopods to, you only have yourself to blame. I'm just like picturing myself like on the ground in front of the isopod tanks, just like hands on my head, like broken USPS priority boxes stacked around me.
They're looking like sad puppies at the pound in your tank, just like.
Temperate Tank says, I still pay you money every month, so I guess I don't hate you. All right. That is a problem. Temperate Tanks, you're added to the list. Yo, Camzex Legendary said, I'm not in this community or own any fish. Can I be added to the list? You don't own any, bro. Not only any fish is enough to add you to the blacklist, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, I like a Putu just okay. Camzex Legendary, you're getting added to the list. I'm sorry. Let me get the wording right. Just want to make sure. Oh, okay. 1 second. I think I unplugged my keyboard or something by accident. Yo, Pudu, like, she roasted me while simultaneously supporting me. He said, but, like, I don't know.
I found you. Oh, so this list is not for cool people?
No. It's for anyone that rocks with me. Like, they're getting exiled. Like, they're gonna...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you think he'd still be cool with me after this?
I think so.
Alright, we might have to add him to the list.
I think so.
We might have to add him. Wait till they know. Oh, Dan's Fish? I love Dan's Fish. I guess we gotta add him to the list. I'm sorry, Dan. I didn't decide this. Just literally anyone that's ever been associated with me belongs on the list. And I want this to be official, so like I'm actually making a Google Drive document. So I'm gonna call it the fish blacklist, and I'll make it editable by anyone and just put it in the chat. Like, just add whoever you can think of. I'm gonna trust people to be responsible, but like, I need, since my keyboard's broken, like I need help. Legitimately. Nice shirt. Yeah. Oh, the Keystone Clash. You're right. I'm wearing the Keystone Clash shirt. I guess that whole event is now completely sullied. 1 second, guys.
Man, if you'd have gotten that check, you could probably buy a new keyboard.
Bro, you're totally right. You're totally right. I wouldn't have any problem. I could just buy a keyboard. Bro, it's actually so crazy that that's true. Okay, so here's the new list. I'm gonna type on my. I'm gonna type on my laptop so it shows up there. Yo, print that's so funny. Okay. So we got Alex from Fishery is on this list. And honestly, Brenton, since you've been rocking on the call with me, like you have to be at the top of the list somewhere.
All right.
Okay, because like we're way too cool. Garden of Eater. Oh, Putu said this was so funny. She said they think you're in leash with Garden of Eater. Garden of Eater doesn't know you exist. It's so true, bro. I've been in Garden of Eater's chat so many times, and each time they're like, in my tanks, who is that? What is this dumb question? Like, and I'm not saying they did it in a mean way, but like, bro, I know they don't know who I am. Okay, I even talked to Grant after his talk at the Clash. They don't know who I am.
You know how they say they're always like, if you got a membership, just email us and you'll get your exclusive membership sticker. Well, I'm still waiting on mine, and it's been like 9 months.
Hey, buddy, look, no drama on this stream. No drama. Hey, I actually love PVAS, so do we add them through the transitive property or something? Yeah, you're right. I love the Potomac Valley Aquarius Society, so I guess they're on the fish blacklist. I've sullied them, and you guys should be able to edit this document, so feel free to add yourself or, sorry, just one more fish. I'm sorry, Jesse. Let me change. I wanted to make sure it's the fish blacklist. Oh, Mexicali. He still has a chance though to say he doesn't like me. That's my only thing.
Yeah, but you were on the plug.
Oh, you're right. So he's already associated. Cause like, how did they put it? How did they put it? They said, yeah, the poor people that gave me a chance on their channel, they'll be dragged for they may be dragged for what I've done.
Yeah.
And continue to do. Okay, are you dragging them? I just want to know who is dragging.
What was the stream you were on when you were talking about women in fish keeping?
Oh, that was my oh, who was on with me? That was Putu Bird. You're right. That was Putu Bird / I'll say Captain.
No, but wasn't like Mexicali and Aquafunk and
you're right. Aquafunk.
Christine was up there.
We'll say Christine. Wasabi P. The poor people that gave you the chance. Charity workers, really. Oh my god. This is so crazy. Like, is this like the 9/11 of the fish community? Like, everyone's going down, and it's all because of me. Camzix legendary. I actually need to check my mail again and see if that check came in, because like I do need a keyboard. I really need this keyboard. Oh, someone's adding the poor and sick people, probably. Oh, Aquatic Foods Inc. made the cut. Stoked to see you have Jody up. She's so kind. Yeah, Jody's awesome. Hopefully we'll still do the stream with Jody tomorrow, but who knows?
I don't see why not.
I mean, she might be a part of this close knit community, and if word's been sent out, then I guess it's curtains. It's curtains for me and the Loaches. Another Facebook post hit the second tower for Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm gonna post the link to the fish blacklist in there one last time. But feel free to add yourself or anyone else that whose reputation I've ruined. Jeffro, you've been too active in the chat. I think I gotta add you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jeffro. Oh man. All right. Enough. Enough. Bratton, tell me something fish related. What have you been up to?
I just pulled out a clump of boost moss that my pygmy sunfish have spawned in, and I've got it in a breeder box.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm hoping to get some more numbers because I did pull out two decently sized fry from that tank today. I've got them in a separate breeder box, but I was gonna try and colony breed them, but if I do it that way, I'm only gonna get like a few at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna see if I can keep them alive through that, like I call it a larval stage. They're so small. Um, so that'll be kind of fun. I'm looking forward to that challenge.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How many
Yeah.
different fish are you trying to breed right now?
Oh, I don't know.
I see. I
Probably,
see on your channel you
probably
got
over.
a lot of shrimp.
Yeah, I do have a lot of shrimp. Probably over like 30 different species.
Wow, a fish and shrimp, or just species of aquatic things?
Uh, that would be just fish.
Damn.
And then, I mean, the shrimp kind of do it themselves. The neos, anyways. I mean, there's like nothing to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're like cockroaches in all my tanks.
What are you doing with all these
Mm.
fish?
Uh, well, occasionally I'll bring some into Tristan, um, or Jeff, and he's been having an auction, so I've gotten on there, getting rid of some stuff. Uh, I don't know anybody that's interested, really. Just
Okay, okay.
I've got some pygmy cories growing out that are spoken for. Um,
Oh, no. Don't get your hopes
so
up,
yeah, I
people.
don't know.
I don't know. Essie said, "Is this kid still talking on here?" And Jesse said, "Just got a ton of pond plants. Nice. More for the farm." Yeah, we're still yapping. I'm looking at your green dragon plecos right now,
Oh yeah, those guys are cool.
bro. Congratulations on the sponsorship, by the way. I see you got the aquatic provisions care package.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I have my own discount code. If you use Branton25 at checkout, you get 25% off.
Hey, well, 25% is pretty good. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. Wait, you said it's Branton 25?
Yep.
Okay, Branton 25. Okay. If anyone wants to try aquatic provisions, this is I've because you're on the blacklist. Code Branton 25. In fact, bro, I'm gonna make an aquatic provisions order with this code
Yeah.
because then I can add aquatic provisions to the list. I'll have to do that off stream for the payment stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna order like one of these bulk things. Yeah. So let me just go ahead and add aquatic provisions to that.
Yeah, I
So
don't know how many times you can use the code, but I know uh, it doesn't expire. So it's on there indefinitely.
all right. Code Branton 25, guys. Support blacklisted fish keepers. Oh my god.
Yeah, Jesse's mad because they never responded to his Instagram message.
Yeah, bro, you're standing like Stan over there. I write you, but you still ain't calling. What about your keyboard? Damn it, bro. I don't got any money for the keyboard yet. I'm waiting for the auction check. They went out this. They went out this morning. Okay, just give me some time. In fact, best keyboard. Wait, I can't. I can't search that because I don't have a keyboard. Okay, wait. I'm gonna type it on my laptop. Best keyboards of 2025, and then let's see if like, do I is it a keyboard even in the budget for me? 1 second.
Yeah, you can go to Walmart and get one for probably $10.
Let me see. No, but we can't do that. That's not how this works. The best gaming keyboards of 2025, bro.
Those are gonna be expensive.
No, what other keyboard could I possibly use? Look at this, bro. 9.2 rated. It's only
Yeah,
$235.
it'll be your whole check.
What is it worth it though if I can keep talking shit on Facebook? Think about it. Think about it. You can get them sub $10. The best keyboard is one cheap enough you can smash it at a rage and not feel bad. See, man, this is how you start slandering aquarium clubs in your free time. You gotta learn to control yourself. Come on, come on. Okay. I'm like stalking your YouTube because I want to talk about fish stuff on the stream. I can't just
Yeah,
talk. I'm gonna keep talking about drama stuff, but I have to also address the fish. Man, tell
but
me
yeah,
about this. What is this? Skiffia multi punk. You say it. I can't say it.
Skiffia multipunctata Tangis aquara.
Okay.
It's a Gadaid live bear, native to Mexico, and they're on the CARES list, so they're an endangered species.
Nice.
And yeah, I got them from Ed's Aquatic Exotics, and they are breeding up a storm for me currently.
What is your like favorite behavior from them?
Um, I like the little dance they do when they're trying to get a female. You can see it if you keep watching this video. The
Yeah.
way they like raise their fin and they'll like go straight vertical and they'll just shake. Really cool.
Oh wow, that's. Oh wow. Yeah, the back of them, honestly, like if you told me that was like a Pseudomagil luminatus or something, I believe you. Like
Hmm.
they look good. I've had the same Razer Black Widow keyboard for 12 years now. I do have an old keyboard like that. Imagine how fast those witty comebacks would be from a $300 keyboard. Whoosh. Yep, that's what I'm saying, bro. I could get myself prosecuted under Fishwater law 10 times faster. I got a whole bunch of those. Yeah. Hey,
And SC knows what's up.
let's
$10
see.
at Wally World.
Yeah. Hey, man. Look, I don't know what to say. Code Branton 25 aquatic provisions. Support blacklisted fish keepers. I mean, you're doing good stuff. Look, care species. Okay, let's see. Let's see. A trout. See, a trout gudaid. Oh wow! Look
Yeah,
at that pattern. That black and white. That's
yeah,
nice.
those guys are cool. They're probably
That's
one of my favorites right now.
yeah, yeah.
They get big.
They I've heard they do get big. They look great though, and
Yeah,
you can tell like the fins are gonna get bigger too. Like I feel like they still could grow.
yeah, they're breeding up a storm too. So I got trout gadaids and then I got Gara rufa in there. You can
Okay,
see one occasionally swim in front of the camera. I
which one
had
is it?
some the Gara rufa,
Okay.
the doctor fish.
Oh yeah. Have you spawned those?
I have not. Yeah, you can see them right there trying to get
Yeah.
the food.
I have some panda
I've
Gara, and it's just crazy watching how they'll get stuff even in midair, like but swimming like
yeah,
that.
I don't know how they do it. Like with accuracy, like
Yeah,
it's bizarre how they manage that.
you never seen like a sucker fish that can also intercept things in middle air.
Yeah,
Poochie Bird says, "Awesome fish, Branton." Yeah, make sure you
thank you.
subscribe to Branton, code Branton 25 aquatic provisions support blacklisted fish keepers. Um, sorry. Steve says he has one female. I think he's talking about these trout cadets. He said he has one female that's 5 inches. Wow,
Yeah,
that is huge.
yeah. These guys are about 4 right now.
Damn.
But yeah, I had some black Schultz Coreys and the black Venezuelans in there,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if it's something to do with like the Coreys tasting good, but the Gara Rufa were sucking on them.
Damn, that's annoying.
Yeah, so Gara Rufa and Coreys
I have a
are no
question.
go.
When do you worry about like like unraised white patches on fish? Like, you see how this fish like
Uh-huh.
it looks like there's like a white like what is that from? Is there any problem with
I,
it or like
I'm guessing it ran into something.
okay, but you don't usually see
These
that
fish,
turn.
no,
Okay, because I see that
no, these.
sometimes on like a gardener eye or something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, these fish are always darting around like crazy. So yeah, they
Mm.
run into stuff all the time.
I have the San Marcos, and if they're anything like that, I definitely believe. I feel like we need to start a super PAC and lobby the government for fish keepers discrimination. No, the government is in on this probably. Um, yeah, I feel like I need to add a name to this list. Let's see what other fish we got here that you posted about. Got shrimp. We got a new air pump. Oh,
Yeah, I actually just
Elisoma. Sorry,
yeah.
what were you saying?
Yeah, these are the guys I just pulled the eggs from.
Oh, nice. How did you collect the eggs from?
So off to the left where that dwarf sage is, there's like a clump of boost moss. I don't know if it's in this video or not. Can't really see it because I think this is on a tripod, so it's not gonna move.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there's one male that stays on the left, and there's one male that stays on the right, and then I have 4 females in there.
Wow.
And the male on the left always spawns on that boost moss, and the male on the right, I don't know where he spawns, but
That's how I am with my. I have Elosoma Gilberti. That's why I asked about pulling the eggs because, like, I'm like, man, I could probably make so many of these if I could just pull the eggs. But the one time I saw them, it was like they're so small. It was a miracle.
yeah,
I could spot them. You know. So I've only ever been able to just community spawn them.
yep. And so I pulled out 2 decent juveniles today, which honestly they're super easy to catch. These fish are not like afraid of anything. They just I mean you can literally dip the net in,
Yep.
get right up on them, and just pull them
Yep.
out with no effort.
Absolutely.
But but yeah, so this clump of boost moss is like right at the front of the tank, and I've seen eggs in them before. But like I said, I was gonna try and community breed them, but it just wasn't getting numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw one of my females was kind of deflated, like she had laid some eggs. So I was looking around and they were in the boost moss again. So I pulled it out and I put it in a breeder box.
Nice.
I got one of those. Well, I got a few of those Lowell breeder boxes that sit on the top of the tank.
Yeah, I need to try one of those. I want
Yeah,
to
there's.
see how bulky it is in person because I just don't have a lot of good working space on a lot of my tanks.
Hmm.
So that's like my one limitation with that. It's like it'd probably be, I'd have to figure out which tank I could stick it in. But I think it'd actually be useful for me at this point. Um,
Yeah, these guys tear up the blackworms.
yeah, I mean they're a great
Man,
community. Oh, Steve. Oh yeah, Nick. I found Elisoma fried the other day. Let's go. Steve bought a pair of Elosoma Gilberti from me, and
nice.
he already has fry. That's awesome. You only got those like a month or two ago. That's
The,
great.
these guys, these guys, I swear they spawned the second night I had them.
Yeah,
I
that's why
started feeding them blackworms right away, and they just, I mean, yeah,
they get to it, and they don't seem to be heavy fry eaters, or the fry are just good enough to not all get eaten. Because it seems like no matter what tank I put them in, like I had mine in a tank with checkerboard cichlids, and I still got a bunch of fry out of that tank. They're just really, and they're not scared of other fish either. Like my male, he if the checkerboard was coming towards the spawning area, he body slammed the hell out of it. Like, he did. Have you ever seen the body slam a shrimp? It's the funniest thing.
I haven't put shrimp in there.
Okay, if you
One of
do,
the few tanks I don't have shrimp in.
you just is there you're just afraid for the shrimp safety? Or you just haven't done it yet.
I just I just haven't. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to not have a tank with shrimp in it.
I I
I
get
mean,
that.
I've got my my separate tanks, where I keep the specific colors, but then in like all the other tanks, it's just like from transferring plants or whatever,
Yep.
shrimp
I
shrimp pop
yep.
over there, and then I got wild shrimp all over the place.
I definitely understand that. I will say that I've definitely been a Gilberti elitist as far as I was like, man, they look the best. But the Everglade, I actually look pretty good in this. I gotta give them credit.
Yeah,
They do look good.
yeah, they're not bad.
They do look good. They're not. I still like Gilberti, but you know what? This is worth keeping for sure. They look great.
Hmm.
I just wish that my thing is like the price on them is so high. Like,
Yeah,
um,
well, these were from Tristan, so what? I forget what the price was on them. Was it like
yeah,
12 bucks?
yeah. I think we went over that on stream once. Yeah, he had
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
If anyone's interested in Elisoma, let me double check if Tristan. Oh my God, bro! I gotta add Tristan. Sorry, tell Tristan I'm sorry. I'm adding him to the list. I'm sorry, bro. I have. Look, every single brand store name I mention is solely. Okay. What can I say?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's got any left or not.
Yeah, we'll find out. But he had them at a great price.
Yeah, he
Now,
did.
if we can just guess the category.
And they were big too. Like I
Oh,
said, I mean, they were like
yeah.
full grown.
I mean, yours look pretty big. They don't look young at all. Hey, it says there's 15 Elisoma Everglade in stock. Tristan's Fish.
Nice.
I'm putting the link in the chat. Aquatic Provisions, code brand 25. Support blacklisted fish keepers. Um, what do you think like people should know before they get an Elisoma? Because I feel like the care between these and the Gilberti probably are the same, right?
Yeah, they're probably really similar. Mine will not eat prepared.
Okay. Do they do
Um,
a frozen?
I tried bloodworms once and they didn't touch it.
Okay.
So I don't. I mean, I just tried the one time. Maybe eventually I could get them to eat bloodworms or frozen brine or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have white worms, I have black worms. I'm hatching brine shrimp every day,
Damn.
and yeah, I just
Aquatic Provisions, they have brine shrimp yet?
what's that?
I said, does Aquatic Provisions have brine shrimp yet?
Eggs? No,
Okay.
they have the dehydrated or
Okay. Well,
the
still code
Greek.
Branton 25. uh, my Elisoma, they did eat frozen blood worms when I had them.
Yeah.
But I just don't keep frozen. I do have like worm stuff too, so I feel a lot of microworms and stuff too. Microworms are like my lazy live food. I just love them. I love them so much.
I just can't do the smell.
Really? How
Yeah.
bad are they smelling? What are you putting them on?
I don't know. I've just gotten cultures a couple of times, like from fish
Mm,
swaps, and they just I don't know. They just got this smell to them that I can't. I don't like.
yeah, it shouldn't smell that bad. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. Mine often smell like yeast. That's how they smell. But they can
Huh.
get pretty bad. Is Aquatic Provisions the one with the blackworm pellets? Do they have blackworm
I
pellets?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, I think that's aquatic foods, which
Yeah,
was aquatic
that's
foods
the
and
other one that has like
blackworms or
similar
whatever.
packaging.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I said that before. I was like, I like the airplane logo and stuff, but man, they both like it almost looks. One of them was copying the other. I think he did say in his interview with Jorge that another brand copied one of their bottle things. I was like, there's only one brand that could be,
Hmm.
you know.
Which I
But
do like the bottle. The bottle thing is neat.
I do want to try it because I had tried Aquarium Co-op had their old fry food that was like in like the condiment type bottle. So I'm
Hmm.
kind of curious if this is any if it works any different.
A little bit. It isn't like not like a squeeze. It's like a tip, and then you tap. Whereas the co-op one, you kind of had to squeeze it to get it out of there.
Interesting. You definitely do have to squeeze. Also, Jesse, you got to get you some melatonin, man. Next meeting we're both at, I'll bring some. I've been really female. Do you know the sex ratio on your Ellisoma? Cause mine are always super female heavy. It seems like.
Yeah, I don't know. The two that I pulled out today are from that video we were watching when I had said they spawned and they were so small I couldn't get them on camera.
Yeah.
These are the two of them that I've seen of substantial size, so I pulled them out of there. So these would be from that, and then I'll know more when this clutch that was laid in that moss hatches.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
yeah, I've only had these guys for maybe 2 months.
I'd be curious. I'm definitely hitting some of these because I had one of those like peacock eels and I had three. I only see one. I hope the other two are in there. But the live food stuff, like I put worms in there, but they don't want to touch it, right? They like don't come out to eat it all the time. Microworms they do
Hmm.
sometime. So like, and one was looking skinny, like I'm trying to get it to eat. One day I just put some freeze dried shit in there, and it came out immediately. I was like, no way, you're like the one fish that loves freeze dried stuff for me. So I actually like I want to get more freeze dried stuff, um, because I was like, damn, okay, this is working for someone. Because usually fish like they eat it, but it hasn't necessarily been something where like, yeah, gotta get that freeze dried tube
Hmm.
effects, you know?
Yeah, my rainbows actually go nuts for the freeze dried brine and tube effects cubes.
Okay. Yeah, the brine cubes I've like. Have you tried any of their Artemia or Daphnia meal?
I have what do I have? I have freeze dried Daphnia in the bottle. I don't have the meal,
Okay,
but I
okay.
have not tried it yet.
I might have to try this.
Yeah, I just don't want to open too many foods at once.
This product contains natural Daphnia. Some people may have allergics to. Wear a mask while handling. Avoid inhaling dust. Man, I'm about to get so much Daphnia in my lungs.
It's sad they got to put that on stuff.
Yeah. I was interested. Have you done the spirulina flakes? I was interested in those too.
Uh, just the sample packs
Okay, okay.
like that you can get shipped to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So just that little dime baggie full.
Yep. All right. Well, code brand 25. Support blacklisted fish keepers. Let's see what else. What else is this corporate shill up to over here? Bro, can you stop promoting your code, please? This is not an advertisement for Branton Lightcap 25. Branton 25 Aquatic Provisions. It's not an ad for that. I like the super cichlid freeze dried blackworms. What in the world? Second. I have to type that into the Google document so I can copy and paste it with my mouse. So I can copy and paste it so the stream could see. So silly. Okay, super cichlid freeze dried black worms. 15 grams. Man, I wish everything used the same measurements because I really don't know what a gram is, I'm be honest. I don't. This looks like a decent amount though. 66% protein. Damn. That looks like a fun one.
How much is it?
$15 for 15 grams parentheses color boost.
$1 a gram.
Yeah, I don't, but I don't know what a gram is. That's the problem.
Well, let's see. What is so the bottles you get from Co-op are 19 grams.
A black worms?
Well, no, but like the freeze-dried brine shrimp cubes, they sell them in 19 grams.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be like a little bit smaller than the Co-op
Okay.
little tub thing.
How much are the co-op freeze dried stuff? And have the tariffs hit that yet? Let's see.
That I don't know. They used to be 7 and some change. They're probably like 9 and some change now.
Let me see. I know that's what like. Let's see. Yeah, they're $10. Ooh, Jesse says the super cichlid stuff is awesome. That's a big endorsement. You know, Jesse, you'd make a good corporate chill ambassador for a food brand. I'm not gonna lie. uh, but I mean, are you even blacklisted? Yeah, $10. In freeze fries terms, it's a good amount. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's too bad. I mean, it sounds pretty cool. I don't think the co-op bloodworms. I don't think they're cubes.
Nope, they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
Oh,
those. The
sorry. Go for it.
What's up?
No, go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say the only thing I feed that to is the betta and the trout gade. They
Okay.
really like them.
Do other things not like them, or is that's just what you want them for?
Yeah, that's just I don't really like I said. The big trout gadeids. I can't justify like putting in half a pound of live black worms and letting them go wild. So it's
Yeah, I get that. I see why the other place used the grams because it does look a lot more depressing when it's 0.7 ounces. Like, I feel like I'm getting scammed. Just tell me it's 19 grams.
which is 19 grams.
Yeah. I just tell me it's 19 grams, bro. I don't want below one of anything. Did you see the Magic Fish feed has a 16-ounce size now?
I have that.
Oh, how's it feel to be better than everyone?
No, I use that stuff all the time. I like it.
I really enjoyed feeding it. Like, it was fun. I can't justify buying it right now. Um, but like, if I had my PVAS check, I'd consider it.
Yeah. I mean, I was going through the small jar like every 2 weeks.
Yep. Yep. I know this. That's what some people are like. How do you guys need the big jar? Like the small one lasts forever. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I went through that thing when I was actually using it because like I try and rotate foods, but if I used it like consecutively, I will say like when I used it too many days in a row, I did grow a lot of algae. It did do that for me.
Yeah.
Black Plant said, "Holy crap! You want the big can, don't you?" Pause. 16 ounces. I'm a co-op show. I like the magic food. I mean, hey man, the green is hard to resist. It's
But
hard to
yeah, so
resist.
basically I feed the magic small food every day to all the fish that will eat prepared foods.
Yep.
And that is the first feeding of the day is they get that, and then it's live food at night.
Damn, bro, you are. I feel like I need to step up my fish keeping game. You're serious over here. He said live food every night, and it's
Yep.
the second feeding. I'm over here like, am I feeding my fish too much?
Oh, I feed a lot of food.
I've had like a rough 2 weeks with fish keeping, so I'm like doubting all my abilities to be competent. I've just had some unfortunate losses and things like that. It makes it hard for me to
Yeah,
see the things that are going well. Because I had a friend who was like, "Look, this is going bad. This is going bad." But he's like, "Look, you got this care species here. You got the scarlet batis going. You got a bunch of, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm like, yeah, but I feel like everything is gonna die soon. that's that's how I feel. I feel like everything I touch just dies. I'm sorry, bro. It be like that sometimes.
but yeah, Big Steve, the white worms are easy.
Ooh,
Just mix a little yogurt,
that's see,
steel
that's what.
yogurt, steel cut oats, and then expired fish food. So any of my fish food I don't use up in time goes to the worms.
I think that's what I think the yogurt is what I'm missing because everyone that has like crazy like infinite worms with them, like I'm growing them, but it's not like infinite worms, and I think it's the feeding is wrong. I think I need the yogurt, like you said.
Yeah, the yogurt. And I do organic
Okay.
just because.
Yeah.
I mean, I
And you
don't
just put it
know.
like on the oats.
I mix it up, so I got like a little cup, and I'll do
Mm.
like 3/4 yogurt, and then I'll, you know, toss in a bunch of steel oats, and then the fish food, and I'll mix it all up. And I've got the needlepoint mesh. I've got like little squares cut out that I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
alternate, and I'll slap it on the soil, and then I'll just take that square of needlepoint mesh and I'll press it into the yogurt, and then all the worms will come on top of the mesh, and then I take a paintbrush. You got to get it wet before you scrape the worms off the mesh, but if you get it wet, they'll all stick to the paintbrush, and then you can just brush them right into the tank.
Man, people like you are just way too efficient. I just don't know how to. I feel like my brain doesn't even understand what you said. It's like, wow, look at all this routine. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Okay, steel cut oats and yogurt. I can do that. And expired
Hmm.
fish food. I can do that. I can do that.
It doesn't have to be expired. I just found that's,
No, no,
the
no,
best
no,
way to
no,
use
no,
it
no,
up.
no. You gave the instructions. I'm gonna follow them. I have some expired fish food. Probably got it from an auction.
Yeah, it's the yogurt side down. So I'll put the yogurt right on the soil, and then I put the needlepoint mesh on top of the yogurt.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've also sometimes I put the food on top of the mesh, and I think that's probably not what I'm supposed to do. Like,
No, because then if you're scraping off the worms, you'll get yogurt and all that. And not that it's bad to go in your tank. I mean, it's all,
yeah,
organics, but you don't want that
yeah.
flopping off into your tank.
Andre says 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces or 453.6 grams or 0.45359 kilograms. Thank you, Mr. Mathematician. I'm just doing wheat bread, Greek yogurt, and yeast. Okay, everyone's using yogurt. I've now diagnosed my problem. I need to
Hmm.
get the yogurt. Have you
Yep,
used a kefir?
I've not.
I know that. I haven't either. I just heard.
That's that like Indian yogurt, isn't it?
I think yeah. I think it's like bad milk or something. I have no idea. Um, I spent a week in the hospital, and when I got home, I found my tank of tin. Can you say that, Brandon?
Antinobius,
Yeah, Turi
Tower Eye.
Taurai. Jeez, man, I'm like illiterate. This is crazy.
That's another Gadade.
Ah,
The blue tail Gadade.
oh wow. It kind of gives me the shimmer gives me sparkling gourami vibes. It's got a nice little shimmer to it. That's a cool fish. Where's this from?
Mexico, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, that's a cool fish. 100 fish dead. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear about that. But
And they're actually one of the species of Gadades that can handle hotter temperatures.
okay. What is the temperature range for most of them?
Low, like I would say 68 to 74.
Nice. Okay.
And these guys can go up to like 78, 80.
Okay. But yeah, Chris, I'm sorry to hear that, but I appreciate you share. It's definitely been a rough week. I've had some like mystery illness in one or two tanks that like every time I think I've gotten rid of it, like I need to get my water tested. I'm like, is there some bacteria in my water or something? Like, it's just very frustrating. Um, so
How old's your house?
27 years old.
Oh, so it wouldn't have lead pipes.
No. Um, I don't know what I feel like. It's kind of like I feel like I've treated for everything. The only thing I think I have yet to just make sure is like protozoan stuff. So I think I need to get some Metro and just make sure. But I don't know if it's like some parasite I'm missing or basically like it's usually like a dwarf cichlid and it'll start hiding and then it'll get bloated and
Hmm.
have like indigestion and then sometimes it gets like Popeye and then dies. And like the decline is like sudden. So it's like they're
Yeah.
totally acting normal. Then one day they're like, I don't see him as much. And the next day I do see him. They look obviously like there's like a thin trail coming out. So like I'm kind of like, oh, parasites, So I've treated for that stuff, but
I used to have a real bad problem with bloat when I first got into the hobby, and
hmm.
it was because I didn't know that like fish food expired. I just figured it was good until it was gone. And I
Mm,
found that feeding a lot of expired fish foods will definitely kill your fish pretty quick.
okay, I'll have to
And
double.
not necessarily expired either, just like even like unproperly stored, like where it's kind of like it's just not what it should be.
Mm, I
Not saying that's what's going on
no
with
no no
you,
no
but
no. That
maybe.
that's good. That's not something I directly considered. So I definitely it's the kind of thing like I'm like, oh, let me just buy a bunch of new food and see if I
Hmm.
because it's not like one tank necessarily gets it and then it's like one fish here or there. So that kind of thing would make more sense to me, honestly. But if it's not that, then I was thinking some weird bacteria or protozoan thing. I don't know, but
Yeah, and I mean I like Metro.
yeah, that I
My
think that's
my
what I gotta
saying
try.
is if you don't know Metro,
Okay. Do you put anything else with it or?
uh, is I don't think that's not the one. I get Metro and Canaplex confused. Canaplex is the one you got to feed in food, right?
I think I don't. I don't know if
It's
the instructions
it's
say you
been
have to, but probably I would mix it with some food.
yeah, it's been so long since I've actually treated fish. I just don't really deal with fish disease much anymore.
Yeah, you're just so much better than me.
No, I just make sure I'm getting them from good
Oh
sources.
my gosh, you're just so much more careful than me. You don't order them from Aquahana.
Yeah, I'm
No.
not ordering from.
You're not getting them from fish auctions. So we don't eat yogurt. It's for the worms. That's my problem. I thought it was that was a snack while making the water food. Very interesting. I keep my bulk foods in freezer and feed from smaller portion containers. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got like a whole freezer full of fish food.
I definitely gotta check on that. There's a possibility like, oh, maybe I didn't close a bag all the way. Like maybe I need to get like containers to put all my fish food in.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I meant. Like maybe the food was compromised, you know?
No, and then they get like an infection and stuff. Okay, that because I thought it could be no that I'm gonna have to check on that. I'm gonna get containers for all my foods. I'm gonna get all new foods. All right, man, you're giving me some hope. At least when you're trying something, even like it makes you feel better. Cause like right now, I'm like, man, I guess I'm gonna buy some Metro or something. Like I could still do that,
Hmm.
but the food thing, like that makes me feel more like okay, trying something different. Um, food doesn't last long enough for it to go bad for me unless it gets wet. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like food, and a lot of the food I feed, like I grind it up, so like it is in the bag or in the container, and then I pour it into a thing, reseal it, and I grind it up and I put it in my own container that I feed it out of. So like in theory, I feel like it should be fine, but there's no reason not to improve that just in case. So
Yeah.
thank you, Mr. Fish Keeper. You know, you're not so
Mm-hmm.
bad for being on the blacklist. Yo, SE, I'm sorry. I have to add you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Big Steve, I put you on there too. Uh, I don't want to do it. Chris Ladd, you're going on there. It's not me. It's me. SE Kata Holus. Sheesh. My goodness. So what is coming up next? What should we look out for from you on this? You just did your 1.5K subscriber celebration.
Yes.
So come
Yeah, I
on,
think
man.
you showed up at some point, didn't you?
I did. I was there.
Yes.
I participated in a draw. I had it going.
But no, I don't know. I want to do some more. The fish room tours is what I really like.
Mm.
That's my paramecium right there. Oh,
Oh, Paramecium. My bad. I was going around. That's one I need to do too. Putu. They do the Paramecium, and it looks like the
yeah,
it
it's
looks like the
that little
golden
that
land
little
for me.
jar.
Okay.
But yeah, I got my paramecium going pretty good. So it should be after that.
Okay. Somewhere in this
Um,
area. Oh, there's
but
your
yeah, that's
paintbrush.
that's what I'm. There you go. But
Got it.
that's what I'm. Yeah, right there. So all those little white guys, that's a paramecium, and that's what I'm hoping I'll be able to feed the Elisoma fry on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they like that. So what is your live food tier list?
Well, blackworms being number one because they are the most low maintenance food culture I've ever done.
Okay.
I literally all I do is throw food in there and change water. And then probably the white worms because they just sit in the closet in the dark, and I feed them like maybe once every couple of weeks.
Wow.
Um, the paramecium is pretty easy. You just throw food in there whenever you remember. Vinegar eels are super easy. They just sit in a bottle. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
you
does
get
sound
you
pretty
feed
good.
them an apple once it completely disintegrates, and that's about it.
Yeah, sounds.
Uh, let's see, what other life? Oh, the brine shrimp.
Let's see. We're building your. So this is Blackworms. I think that's S tier for you.
Yes.
Where's Paramecium?
Probably A.
Okay, A tier. What keeps it from being S tier, man? Come on. You get it from the lab, Carolina. Like this is legit.
No, I don't know. I don't have many use cases for it besides I started it for the Elisoma.
Fine, fine. Okay. What about white worms?
It's probably B.
What? I thought you fed them every night. What's going on? You're just talking about the
Um,
yogurt. You're trying to get me to.
yeah, I mean they're a lot bigger, so uh they I mainly feed those in my 60-gallon tank with my rainbows and my mollies.
Okay,
Um, the Corys do like them, and the Pistogrammas like them, but
interesting. Yeah,
I
I've been
try not to
told
feed the Pistogrammas too many worms.
Yeah, I've been told that they're the Pistos like them. Yo, Steve. He said Chris had a similar experience. Chris was talking about how he lost 100 fish when he was in the hospital. I had a similar experience. I went to the hospital for 4 months. Damn, Steve. I hope you're feeling better now. And lost everything. I had to start completely over. They turned off the power and the tanks froze. You know what, guys? That's awful, Steve. I'm sorry that happened, but man, I appreciate you guys sharing these stories. It does make me feel a little bit better. I know that's like
And then
selfish. I've been like, hey, I'm feeling so bad. Now everyone's like, yeah, I had 1,000 fish died, bro. Get over it. I'm like, I'm
which
sorry.
culture is Voodoo asking about?
Uh, Nick the how does your culture smell? I think the
Is
paramecium. I would have to guess.
Oh, it does not smell.
Okay. Yeah, I know
It
they
just
they do a
smells like a
lot.
regular body of water.
Mm. The only live food I do is brine shrimp. Everything else is too much work. Do you hatch them or do you got a colony? Because I had a colony for like 1 month and it was glorious, but I could never get it going again.
Yeah,
Aquas,
brine shrimp is probably the most work out of any food culture that I do.
you culture them like the adults or just hatching?
Oh, just hatching baby brine, yeah.
Mm.
And not that it's that hard, it's just the most involved because you have to do it every night. I have two Zis hatcheries that I use one night and then I'll refill it as soon as I drain it, and then I use the other one the next day, so they're on like a 24-hour cycle,
Mm. I
like
see.
slightly over, I guess.
So so brine shrimp, where are they at for you then?
Probably B.
Okay, that's not as bad
No,
as
no,
those.
we can move them to A
Okay.
because I do
Wow.
feed them every night.
Now what's up with you
They're
and Daphnia though?
I just haven't tried it.
What?
I've
How do you
never
try?
tried it.
How do you got paramecium and blackworm cultures before you do Daphnia? What's going on
That
here?
that jar that's next to the paramecium in that video, I'm trying to get that to turn to green water, and then I am gonna try Daphnia.
Okay, okay. Well, I've been able to do them like without the water being green, like just feeding them powdered food and like spirulina
Hmm.
and stuff. So I bet the paramecium's eating something that Daphnia could eat. Something in there. I don't know. Steve Putu also said, Steve, sorry, my condolences. Yes, very sorry, Steve. Steve says now I have black worms, right worms, grindle worms, baby brine, microworms, and vinegar eels, and fruit flies, and peanut beetles. Hey man, where are those ones? I hate that. And the flower beetles. Have you done those?
I have not. No.
I hate those. You gotta like sift them out. Um. All right. So Daphnia, you, you're putting in an F because you haven't tried it, or you want to guess where it would be.
um. Yeah, I haven't tried it, so I couldn't tell you.
All right. Okay. So in the chat we got Aquascape asking these questions. Aquascape, I'm just kind of weirded out by how your account was made today, and you're asking questions I can't even really answer. Like they ask, how do you grow your channel without buying subscribers? Well, you're asking someone with barely over 1,000 subscribers, so I think I haven't figured that one out yet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say, you might want to go to maybe Fishtory or one of these other people that associated with me that have now been blacklisted. They might have a better idea.
Yeah,
But
I mean, putting content out would be the first step.
yeah, and I've already failed at that. So, see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I just hatch them. I usually buy eggs from Aquarium Co-op, but since they're on the blacklist, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yo, you know who I need to?
You got to get them Ben Yi eggs.
Yes, I was gonna say. You know who I need a code from, and not Bin Yi Artemia cyst, bro. It's the same cyst as. Are you on the Bin Yi eggs?
I am.
Oh, okay.
So I've got two packs. I just got 18 ounces.
Oh, you got 18. I just got that 9 ounce, and I was feeling like, yeah, I got nine
Yeah,
ounces.
I got two of them.
Damn. Well, they keep going out of stock is the thing. Like,
Yeah, that's why I got two of them.
mm-hmm. See, bro,
I was
I'm
like, I'm gonna ride
saying,
that. I'm gonna ride that train as long as I can.
my stream about the aquarium co-op supplier thing, I know it only got like 100 views or whatever, but it's a tight knit community, so I take full responsibility for Beanie selling out every time they sell out. It's because of me. I just want you guys to
Yeah.
know. No.
Well, and then before too. Now they have some in stock, but yeah, like before it wasn't out of stock, but the shipping time was like 5 to 6 weeks or something like that. So it's
Yeah.
like they had to come from overseas.
Yep.
So
100%.
yeah, as soon as they got some more over here, I scooped up a couple of them.
I mean,
But I mean,
Aquarium Co-op
40
was out.
bucks for nine,
Sorry,
40
go ahead.
bucks for 9 ounces.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, and again, their eggs are so like, yo, I paid $50 for a can of San Francisco, like 90% or whatever all the old heads like, and like I appreciated like, you know, the opportunity to buy and all that, but man, it was like sand.
I can't even use that. Yeah,
I
I can't
thank
even
you.
use because it clogs my sieve.
Yes,
It
it's like
clogs my sieve
thank
immediately.
you. That stuff is like it. It took every ounce of me not to throw it into the trash. I just put it in the next club auction and went for $10.
Yeah.
And but like I didn't regret it because I was like, bro, that I used it once and I didn't even try again.
Yeah, I did it one time when I ran out of co-op eggs before you told us about the beignet, and yeah, that is the only time I ever used it. I was like, I would rather not feed Brian.
Bro, I'm sorry. Are you seeing what the aquarium co-op brine shrimp egg prices? Was it this high before?
Yeah, they went up.
$35 for 3.5 ounces, bro. And you know what's
Yeah,
crazy? They got the grams on this one. they
yeah.
got the they got the grams on this one. It says 100 grams. They learned their lesson.
That's that's what I mean. 40 bucks for 9 ounces.
Yeah, you literally get like more than double, almost. Yeah, I this
I mean,
pack.
it's a big bag.
Yeah, and the you can't argue with the value, and it's definitely the same eggs. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah. The
indistinguishable.
same separation,
Yeah, and
same hatch rate.
that's all that matters. Uh, Steve says I don't know how to harvest the peanut beetles. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Don't buy subs. It sinks the channel long term. Yeah. They all bought isopods this one. Thanks, Andre. Um, camera. Yeah, I just use a for live streams. I just use like a webcam, like just a Logitech and a mic. This is like a SM58, a Shure
Yeah,
FM58.
I'm on earbuds right now,
Yeah,
but I do have a mic.
I mean stream whatever, man. I watch tons of content where it's just like whatever camera, whatever audio. Black Planted said I still have some in my freezer, and they said they went up again. Yeah, Black Planted they like are a brine shrimp hawk, so they're actually my friend. That is the whole reason I did the aquarium co-op supplier deep dive because every day, bro, they were like crying in the Discord about trying to make the San Francisco eggs work for them. Like, bro, I'm telling you, the messages were so dramatic. It was like,
Yeah.
my mornings are ruined, my
No,
routine destroyed.
no, it was crazy because like literally like everything like it looked great at first, but then I came back to the hatcher an hour later and it like had all fallen to the bottom and it covered my air stone. It wasn't even bubbling anymore. It was just crazy like how bad.
Yeah, I think those brine shrimp eggs are like, to me it's like the equivalent of you know e-waste, like an old graphics card. Like it's not even worth putting in your fish room, you know
No.
like I would use it as substrate
Yeah, I mean
since it only wants to sink.
I was using the sprayer to like on my sink to like try and force like whatever that stuff was through my sieves, and it turned into like mud. It was ugh,
Yeah.
not good.
This video title is hilarious. Least killifish fry. I promise I find it towards the end.
Yeah,
Bro, I don't even know if I've seen a least killifish fry. More just show up.
yeah, they're so small.
I need to figure out where I want to keep them, because right now they're in like a 10 gallon with some guppies, but like
Yeah, these guys are in a 10 gallon, and this is when I first got them. So now I have there's actually a group of panda loaches that live with them,
oh nice.
which I'm trying to breed those guys. I actually noticed some behavior tonight where they were kind of like dancing for each other. So
Ooh, That's pretty cool.
That would be, yeah, that would be really cool. I think Alex, didn't he get some babies from the panda loaches?
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah.
Did you see those gold ones or whatever he was talking about a bunch a while back?
Uh, uh-uh.
It was from Moonlight Aquatics. It was supposed to be like a gold, more. They had some kind of gold color to them. I don't know.
Hmm.
Damn it! I'm sorry, Moonlight, bro. I gotta add you to the list. I'm so sorry. Dude, she's right, man. I keep ruining the reputations of all these great establishments. But here we go. Moonlight. Yo, Black Planet said I'm getting enraged all over again. Let's just enjoy that co-op and Bin Yi are restocked. I'll enjoy that Bin Yi are restocked. Bob Bravo said I'll have to rewatch the parts I missed. Fire emoji stream. Yo, I really hey, if people can get entertainment out of this, and I always say this about my content, I make content that is similar to what I actually enjoy watching. And you know what I was doing all day today when I was working and not finishing my videos? I was listening to a live stream, you know? So that's why it's something that's easy for me to do. Finishing the videos, I'm a perfectionist in the worst way, right? Like I have videos that are almost done, but I'm like, "Oh, I just need that one shot, that one thing. Oh, I didn't get a shot of this fish doing that." When in reality, if I put out the video how it was, most people would probably be fine with it. But for me, I'm like, no, I gotta do it the right way, even though I kind of just made up in my head these rules. But that's part of my challenge with the videos and why I only have 3. I need to get better at that. But yeah, no, I'm glad you enjoyed, Bob. It's been nice having you around. I've really appreciated everyone's company. Um, I'm sorry if I mentioned your name. I guess Bob, I gotta add you to the fish blacklist. My apologies, Bob Bravo. My apologies, Bob Bravo. Um, I appreciate you, man. But good luck. Good luck in the fish world. You're no good. You're no good now. Code Branton25 Aquatic Provisions support blacklisted fish keepers.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh
So yeah,
my
I think
god.
my next fish room tour is gonna be Sydney and Bennett's Angels.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over there and film his fish room. It's only like an hour away from me, so
That
that
sounds
that
cool.
would be cool.
You sound like
This
someone.
was probably this was one of the funnest podcasts I did, or live streams I did.
Mm, I
The
gotta
aquarium
listen
guys.
back. I've heard the name the aquarium guys. I've definitely heard
They
that.
have a hilarious podcast.
Mm.
But this scene right here, I came back and I dressed up like Rob.
I see. And you got the headphones.
Yeah,
This is good. Oh, this is good. Okay. I'm gonna have to check
yeah.
this
This
out.
this is a very not kid friendly live stream.
Aquascape asks, what earbuds have good quality mic? Do AirPods work?
I don't know. I'm using some Skull Candy Rail ANCs right now.
Well, there you go. I mean, I think anything people can hear you on, if it's not obnoxious, like, just go for it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were doing a podcast like this, man. I need to get more tapped in. I mean, since you're already blacklisted, like, when are you gonna have me on?
I don't know. We can set that up.
Come on, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah. The title can be "Struggles of Being on the Blacklist."
Yeah, yeah. And then we just talk about fish breeding the entire
Hey,
time.
Jesse, they actually just uploaded a new episode yesterday.
Oh wow. Sorry. What? Another person came back recently. I don't know why I'm blanking on her name. I know her name. Um, that one YouTuber that just came. She just came back. She was doing a thing about tubbing. I watched the other day.
I don't know.
O'Leary, Rachel O'Leary.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah, it feels like a lot of people are coming back. So what are the aquarium guys like? Like, what's their content like?
Well, you can listen to all their episodes on YouTube, but I found them on Spotify. Um, they're just, it's just hilarious. It's like informative while also like just being the funniest shit that you've ever heard. Alex actually does some streams with them at times.
Mm.
Ohio Fish Rescue's on there a few times. Mike from All Things Fish, he's been on there a few times. Once in a while, they have like a guest on there that specializes in a specific field of the fish keeping hobby. Um,
Uh.
but yeah, it's just funny.
Okay. So okay, we're back to the drama for 1 second. So someone just told me that this Callie person that wrote this post, where is it? About me being a horrible person. Apparently, like they're the president of the Bucks County club. Now I understand why she's so mad at me, because
Okay.
I did mention that club on stream. Although, again, I feel like it was kind of fair complaints. Did I even put it in the title? I don't. I usually put that stuff in the title because it's ACLC. Man, I don't know when I talked about them. I'm sorry if I didn't put it in the title of my stream. I don't even know if they even actually saw that. So maybe, but I did complain about the Bucks County auction because basically the last hour and a half of it was like this dude who just randomly took over the auction and started screaming at everyone for like an hour and a half. It was horrible. And I was like, why are people just letting him act? Like, he literally grabbed the mic. It was like, good morning, Vietnam. Come on, people. This is an auction. Let's go. This is taking too long. Come on. Who wants five for this? Five for that. Five. Come on. Come on. Give me $1 to shut me up. It was like, it was just chaos, bro. It was chaos. And for that club, you know, clubs usually get like a 30% cut. For that auction, they made it so they only get $1 a bag for fish, but they got like a really favorable cut for dry goods. So there's like a ton of dry goods. So it's taking forever. Um, yeah, I definitely complained about that on stream. Um, don't feel like I damaged any club's reputation. Again, like I feel like if anyone you just heard me complain about that, does that really make you feel bad about the club?
No, it
Uh,
was just an off auction.
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't understand the disproportionate reaction. Like if I say
That's just the world we live in nowadays.
yeah, I guess. I mean, that being the president of a club is so crazy. Like, I'm sorry. Uh, my God, bro, people messaging me on stream. Uh,
But yeah, I am gonna have to get off here. It's 11:21 where I'm at, and I gotta wake up at 5 for work.
oh damn, you're right. I gotta get up early too. Okay, no, I appreciate you, man. Like, you really held it down with me, and
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I don't know with all this stuff, but all right, take it easy.
Cool. See you
Appreciate
guys.
you. Branton Lightcap, everyone on YouTube. Code Branton25 for aquatic provisions for 25% off. Support blacklisted fish keepers.
Yes.
Take it easy, man.
Later.
Later. Um, yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh. The over the top reaction from the president throws me off way more than some reasonable complaints. Everyone's obligated, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's obligated to your own opinion. You have your opinion. Exactly, yeah. Okay, so, man, this was actually a great stream. It was fun hanging out with Brandon, a really chill dude. So I'm definitely going to use the code. I feel like a shill, but actually do appreciate someone coming and chatting with me after someone who apparently is the president of a club blacklisting me. Um, I don't even. I mean, there's not really too much to do with that situation. Like, what is someone gonna say something else to me? I mean, am I gonna respond? Like, they limited who can comment on the post, so um, I will address like John Doe messaged me and the thing popped up on the stream. Like, if you message me on Facebook, I'm going through Facebook on the stream. I'll respond to your message. They said keep the message private. It sounds like, uh, I mean, it popped up on stream, so I'm sorry. I won't show the message, but they're basically They were basically asking me if I wanted them to do anything because they were not meaning to tarnish my reputation. But I'm not worried about my reputation. Do whatever you want, whoever you are. Okay. I guess I should check and see if anyone else commented on that post. But I was having a hard time getting to it since I can't type. But I couldn't even respond to their post like on their thing. I'm kind of surprised they haven't. Have they blocked me yet? I assume that's coming. Yeah. Okay. So they also blocked me. I think so. I don't think I can even see that post or the comments on it anymore. Oh my god, bro! This is such like cowardly and childish behavior. How you gonna How you gonna at me, drag all these other people into it, and then you're gonna block me? I mean, bro, that's just sad. I saw that. Yeah, they already limited comments. Now they've blocked me. I didn't even say anything to them, like on their page, and they tagged me. They tagged like people have nothing to do with anything. That's just crazy, man. But that's how another sign people coming with bad intentions, bad faith. Um, you know, I'm here to talk whenever you want to talk, man. If you actually care about, you know, being an adult or a club president, I guess. Like, I don't have an issue with any of these clubs. I just kind of treat this stream as like, yo, I'm talking about fish stuff. Not everyone can go to clubs. They're far away from them, right? So for me, think about this. I'm talking about local club events that many people, well, I say many people, but like a handful of people that watch me, they're never going to go to. Why do I talk about it? Well, one, it's my life. And that's kind of what I do here. I talk about stuff fish related. But two, some people don't go to clubs, so I'm just letting them know what it's like. You know what I mean? I'm talking about it here. If something's great, I say it's great. If there's something that I think could have been better, I'm gonna say that. Like, you take it so personally, um, it just makes it look like you're trying to hide bad behavior and that you're afraid of accountability, which appears to be the case. I just can't get over the fact that's some club president. Like, this is why people need to run. We need like elections or something. Because can we get like a code of conduct? Anything? Anything? I don't. I feel like there should be something. Like, I feel like president should be calling for the fish mafia to go after a regular fish club goer. Um, and funnily enough, I feel like I've said way more positive things about clubs, and the things that are quote unquote negative, I try and keep pretty constructive. Now, the thing with the guy yelling, I thought that was pretty like, it was pretty rude. I feel like I'm within my right to give my opinion of that. She runs the API Brands Facebook page. Damn, I hope she doesn't do their PR statements. Poochu says clown behavior. Just one more fish. Won't you be at her club for Grant's talk in June? I mean, I got a lot going on in June, so actually I don't know. Like I got a wedding, I got all sorts of stuff. But I was thinking about going to that. Not president, vice president. Someone else wears the pants. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't actually know. Does Bucks County have their Bucks County Aquarist Society? Yeah. Uh, you know what's funny with all these people that no one says, "Oh, what he's saying is wrong." No, they're just worried about themselves. They're like, "Oh, our reputation. Oh, we're gonna get sued." And first of all, their concerns are usually unfounded, but they have no concern about the substance of whatever the supposed negative thing or critique is. Yo, who put in bold Branton Code 25 in the fish blacklist, bro? Who did that? 1 second. I lost my window of where the screen share was, because I wasn't checking it regularly for a second, and then suddenly it just said Branton Code Branton 25. Yo, he got off the stream and then was just like, I don't think he shilled hard enough. Let me just add one more. Just one more thing. Yeah. Code Branton. Oh, Bob Bravo. Yeah, rip. Okay. Oh yes, Tom is the president. Okay. Yeah. That was my first time at that club. I didn't really know anyone there. I don't know who leads it or whatever. I just go to fish events, man. That's what I do. I think it's fun. Go and support clubs, bid on things, sell things, meet new people, make new friends, That's the kind of vibe that I'm on. I'm not on this mob stuff. Talking about, oh yeah, you better be careful. It's a tight knit community. It's like what is this? A police fraternity? About, do they have their leadership on the page? Facebook information. Sister clubs. Oh, they did mention sister clubs. Man. Contact? Here we go. Yes. Well, this might not be up to date, but yeah, this is Callie Park. You know what? From the picture, I do think I recognized her from that auction. Like a table or something. All right. Well, that answers the question of who Callie is. And I do, in fact, not know her. Man. So, I guess tomorrow, if Jody's still down to do it after all this drama, then we will do the live stream on Loaches. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be a great talk on Loaches. For this drama, I mean, I'm banned from her Facebook page, so it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind for me. Whoever's mad or doesn't like me, or, I mean, that's not really my concern. I feel pretty good about all the comments I've made. I feel I feel pretty unabrasive. Making it so no one can voice their opinion without fear of retaliation and becoming a social reject is really bad for communities. It's really bad for making sure your organization improves. And if that's how you want to run things, fine. I think that's pretty unfortunate. You should be able to handle some criticism without going crazy. And writing 763 words or whatever. So I guess for the drama for us, it's kind of over with this. I mean, the checks were sent out. We went over the thing. I don't think I really slandered anyone. Um, I feel like there's not really much to say unless something new happens. I probably won't bring it up again. But when I get the check, we'll have to figure out what we spend it on fish related. We'll have to spend at least some of it on some fish stuff. Something cool. Maybe we'll do the food test with it. You guys let me know. If anyone watches this on replay, let me know what should we spend the PVAS all day auction check on. Like I might have to actually use it for some real things. So not all, maybe like 150. What we want to spend it on. And yeah, I guess I'd just say, I really enjoy going to fish clubs. This has been I'm new to the hobby. I've gotten into it quickly because it's so fun. I made a lot of friends at all the clubs that I've gone to. I think, the accusations are pretty ridiculous on their face. We've gone through everything. And, if I really have to, I'll just drop the fish trial audio. You guys can hear for yourself. That's the only other example I can think of. And even with that, I was found innocent. If you want it for yourself, you could also hit up the board. They recorded it too. So, I mean, to me, the thing that needs to be changed is people need to stop being afraid of criticism, especially when it's constructive and coming from a good place. And then people need to also take accountability and not be afraid of that. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, the check should have gone out by now. They should have. That was what people were told. The expectation was not set by people being unrealistic. It was set by the information they were given. Unless you told them anything different, you can't be mad at them for being upset. And just because you're a nonprofit doesn't mean you can't be held responsible, especially in matters that involve actual money. So, for me personally, I'm not mad at any club. I enjoy going to all of them. And I think the next one I'll go to probably be ACLC, if I can make it. Maybe I'll go to next ACSM, and I'll go to ACM in June to see Chad talk. If I gotta check what weekend that's in. But yeah, it's a really packed week, but I enjoy going to these clubs. I'm not mad, and if you're mad, you should really examine why. And I guess I'll leave it at that. And in the chat, let's see, any last comments, questions, or concerns in the chat? Camzex Legendary said start a doc for it. Yes. We have the fish blacklist document. I'm just trusting you guys. I'm like periodically screenshotting it and stuff, but I'm trusting you guys to just add to it and have fun. I think that it would be kind of funny to see how far this list could go. I think the implication that you're just gonna blacklist someone for disagreeing with you is pretty bad. And if I was any of those people named, I'd just be upset at a club vice president for involving me in some bullshit like this. Because regardless of who you think is right or wrong, I think we could all agree that this is a pretty meaningless disagreement. Like this is pretty small. I know in the thing she mentioned the hiring a nonprofit lawyer. That's on them. That was dumb as hell. I don't know why they did that. But beyond that, this is just some disagreements about the goings on of a fish aquarium hobbyist club, and nothing's that serious where we need to be writing all these think pieces, all these personal attacks, and adding every single YouTuber that I've ever said I liked watching and acting like they're responsible. Timber said, yes, $175 of food, you would get total savings of $35. Wow, what a steal. Brett did 25. $10 on the stitch on the keyboard and 140 with Brett and code 25. Brett and 25. I can't do it all in aquatic provisions. Document what you should buy with the money. Lit stream. Thank you, Cam. Yeah, you know what? Hide your kids' ears, because I'm saying fuck it. The whole PVAS auction check, we're going to spend it on stream. Once it comes in, we're spending it on stream. It might be the last money I ever have, because, there'll be no one around for me to sell my isopods to, right? Right? That's what funds my aquatic lifestyle, right? Okay. Appreciate you guys rocking out with me. I do also have to get up early in the morning. It's like in real life meetings and stuff, so I probably have to take a shower and look presentable because I can't stop scratching my face. Oops. But actually, very much warms my heart that everyone came in here and hung out. Like, I think if I didn't have all the support, it's possible something that like this could get to me. But when I can just turn on the stream and talk fish with someone like Branton or something like that, blacklist me from every club. I don't care. It's about the fish for me. Um, and as long as I can talk to people about fish, if I can't do it at a club meeting because, people want to turn into mob bosses like they're a damn, like they're a daredevil villain or something, then fine. We'll just have to hang out here, chat virtually like everyone else who doesn't live close enough to drive to a club to get involved with all this fun drama. So, with that being said, code Brenton25 on aquatic provisions, support blacklisted fish keepers, and I love you guys all. I love every club, and support your local fish stores. This is In My Tanks. Nicholas Makel, blacklisted fish keeper, going underground. Don't get caught watching this stream.